So, Amanda, I started making my own iced coffee at home.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it gives me a different kind of manic energy than the corporate manic energy that I normally buy at Starbucks that I can't afford anymore because...
This is just like fancy anxiety now?
Yeah, well... Maybe. I don't know. You know what? Let's do a 2.5-hour podcast and find out. Welcome back, everybody, to the RageSelect podcast. Here, RageSelect. I'm Jay.
I'm Amanda. I'm having Red Bull. It's just corporate sponsored.
I had a Red Bull before I started drinking my coffee because I've reached that point in my life where one stimulant is not enough.
And then we're going to do cocaine after this, right?
Well, yeah,
like during the break.
Down.
Yeah.
just as an enjoyable come down after the podcast.
Obviously.
I was surprised. I saw they've got some kind of summer lemon.
Yeah, I tried
Bull.
it once. It was gross.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that strawberry kiwi in the orange can one. I know you like the blueberries.
This is a June berry. How dare you?
What the fuck is a June berry?
I don't know.
Is that a blueberry that a June bug went into and died?
Yeah, it's got like bug legs in it, but it's really sweet, so it's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we got... I'm sorry, it's just drama this week. It's just going to be industry drama. It's going to be
good.
Amanda and Jeff are yelling about the world, which I don't know how it worked out that way because I don't control the fucking news. But
have you ever seen the movie Network?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just, I'm mad at hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Well, I tell you what, before we get to mad as hell and not taking shit,
that
was a weird transition, I watched 2 awesome things. I watched a movie and I watched a television show and I loved both of them. Which one would you like to hear about?
I want to know about the television show.
Okay. I talked about it on the podcast last week, but I watched Maul Shadow Lord, which is a Disney Plus series about Darth Maul of all things. It's an animated...
I was thinking like a mall, like a shopping mall, and I was like, the mall shadow, like a weird turn for Paul Blart Mall Cop.
It's a guy in a fedora with a cape, and he just runs it. He's like the Phantom of the fucking Cineplex. So... It was I saw the trailers for it, and it's like Darth Maul got fucked over in the... You got to watch like the Clone Wars. I don't want to do that. But
like the whole thing.
It's easy. It's just like Darth Maul. Darth Maul used to run all the organized crime, and then all the organized crime dudes fucked him over, and now he's back. He's got a bunch of Mandalorians. He's just gonna fucking kill all those guys.
Nice.
And at the same time, there's like a hard-boiled beat cop who's not a very good dad with a kid who works too much.
Not a very good dad.
He's not. It's part of the story.
What kind of Star Wars movie is it?
And
there are no good dads in Star Wars.
He's trying to investigate like this fucking weird guy in a cloak that keeps offing people because it's like it's like post Clone Wars but pre I think episode 4. It's interesting. There's a whole thing about how like, you know, when you see a guy with a laser sword, you're supposed to call the Empire, and this guy's like, if you call them, they will never fucking leave. It reminds me of like when in a cop show when they're like, we got to call the feds, and they're like, no, they're going to come in here and take this whole thing away from me. Chief, give me 2 more days. Richard Adeomi, is that his name? The guy from the IT crowd?
Iowade.
Iowade. He plays a droid called Two Boots that wears...
Does he wear 2 boots?
He wears boots.
Nice, yeah.
And so
it's
he's
like I can see it.
He's this guy's partner, and then there's just like these 2 Jedis that are kind of like on the run from the Empire, and they all kind of get embroiled in this whole thing, and there's ups and downs, and people get kidnapped, and it's just a crime story.
Interesting.
And it's because it's like. It's very low stakes, or no, it's not that it's low stakes. It's that there's none of this fate of the galaxy, the Jedi Order bullshit. It's like your Jedis are trying to just stay the fuck out of the way.
Chosen one born magical baby.
And instead it's just, and it's got like, they changed up the art style a little bit so that it's still got this kind of Clone Wars, like, it's a 3D animated style, but everything has this kind of weird rough around the edges painterly texture to it that makes it look like dark and filthy and very noirish.
Yeah. Definitely got a grime to it.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. I haven't watched a Star Wars thing in a long time. And this one, I mean, like, I cannot express to you how little I care about the Mandalorian and Grogu coming this Friday to a fucking haunted Cineplex near you. But
Yeah, I got what I needed out of The Mandalorian. I watched the first season, was like, nice.
I argued with Michael last week. I'm like, there wasn't a season 3 of Mandalorian. He was like, yeah, there was.
Yeah.
And then I went and looked it up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I watched like 3 episodes, and then all the rest of them are just completely unwatched.
Nope.
But this was 12 episodes, 24 minutes an episode.
Nice.
It was easy peasy. There's a lot of like the backstory of Darth Maul, but you don't need to like know about it. Like I went back and tried watching some of the Clone Wars shit, and it's like it's so convoluted.
There's a lot.
Like him and his brother, Savage Opress, take over Mandalore and kill the Mandalorian lady that Obi-Wan's got the hot spot. I'm like, what the fuck? No, get the fuck out of here! Like, give me Maul, fucking crime boss over here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was good. It got really high ratings everywhere, and I was like, I don't know, because Hopper's got really high ratings. Ready or Not 2 got high ratings. I was like,
you don't trust the rating system that you yourself have decided to hold yourself to?
I don't think I can trust it when it comes to horror movies or animated movies.
I constantly tell you can't trust the rating system for horror movies.
Yep.
Nobody believes me.
But it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Because some horror movies really are good, and they do deserve a high score.
You'll know they're... All right, this is going to be controversially brave. You'll know they're good because people reviewing them will pull them out of the horror genre. It's really more of a thriller.
Yeah.
And then it's good. And then all of a sudden...
This is the code.
Yeah. No, genuinely. When it's crossed over into like a mainstream as opposed to like this is just the horror crowd horror movie, they always take it out of horror. It's actually more like a dark like crime thriller and not really a horror movie about a serial killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend anybody get Disney Plus for it if you don't already have it. But if you already have it for like your kids or something and you want something, like it's the best kind of nostalgia. Also, the one thing that you have to get over, and I knew this going in, but like there's a whole thing where you know how Obi-Wan Kenobi cut Darth Maul in half at the end of episode 1?
Yeah.
Apparently he just like put a bunch of robot shit on the bottom, and he survived all of that, falling down the well, and is now just like half robot bottom man and half Ray Park top man. So
I fully believe that that's the thing that can happen in the Star Wars universe.
I mean, there was
Luke Skywalker's hand is a robot hand.
Sure.
So there you go.
I mean, usually you don't survive getting chopped in half like, with the organs and stuff.
His head was still intact. There could just be a head and nothing else.
True. I mean, there was a plot point where they were like, oh yeah, after 20 years, Boba Fett clawed himself out of the Sarlacc pit that he was thrown into. So. Also, I don't think I need to tell anybody this, but the movie I watched was Project Hail Mary. It was fucking delightful. It was great. I've read the book a bunch of times. It was
nice.
It glossed over a few of the things from the book, but
what would you prefer, book or movie?
I would probably in the case where you've got a good book and a good movie, I usually recommend that people watch the movie first and then read the book, because the movie you don't get mad at the movie for not having stuff in it.
Yeah.
But I've said it before a bunch of times. Project Hail Mary is a great audiobook because they put the character Rocky's sounds he makes in, and then they have kind of like a different voice for him, and so it's not just like a straight reading. But, very enjoyable. 2.5 hours. I mean, if you like The Martian, it's great. It was. I see why it's got so many high marks. It's a real crowd pleasing hit.
Yeah, for sure.
You saw it in the theater?
I have not seen it.
You've not seen it?
I have not seen it.
Okay. I highly recommend it. It's a very...
Yeah, I was supposed to watch it the week it came out, and then, I don't know. There's always something going on over the weekends. Yeah. So.
It's on VOD now. That's one where, like, if you're excited for it, I do think that buying it would probably be... Yeah. I mean, I would recommend buying it just because... I want to see more movies of that quality. I mean, it was Lord Miller, and I'm like, I've liked everything that Phil Lord and Lego Movie and the Spider-Verse and 21 Jump Street. Like, they're just really, really solid directors. They did a great job here. I mean, the movie is about fucking
Ryan Gosling and a rock. Yeah.
And I couldn't. I always know how good a movie is because of how many times I smoke during it. Because if it's boring, then I smoke every 30 minutes. I keep bringing up the timeline to be like, when can I go outside?
When can I escape this for just a little bit?
And this one, I had like one dead center, and I was like, okay, I gotta go back and see what. Even though I know what was gonna happen.
The movie ended, and you're just like running out the door for a smoke.
Yeah. But I could definitely say that if you like the movie a lot, I would really recommend the book. In fact, everything Andy Weir has done has been great.
Nice.
He did another one that I bet is probably in pre-production called Artemis. That's about a young woman living on the moon doing crimes.
Sure.
Which is interesting.
Moon crimes.
One called Moriarty Consulting Criminal, where it's basically the idea is that James Moriarty is the guy you go to when the cops can't help you, and that's why he's basically like this very smart fixer.
Yeah.
And it kind of recontextualizes his whole thing. Kind of a Wicked situation.
Yeah. Except the book for Wicked sucked.
I don't know. I've never read it.
Fight me.
Anyway, yeah, that was me. How about you? Watch anything? Do anything? Anything good going on?
I'm trying to think if I watched anything. John's on a hot streak of rewatching West Wing. And
he was telling me about that on Patreon.
Yeah, he's commandeered our watching TV and movie watching time.
Okay.
With which I'm fine with because I like Martin Sheen and I like Stalker Channing, so they're my president and first lady as far as I'm concerned.
What's it's like a warm bath.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, and then everything worked out.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll say something and they're like, oh, what's next? Celebrities just taking over politics, and I'm like, save us. But obviously that's not like new. This has been out. Started in 1999, for God's sakes.
I don't really do Sorkin. I tried. My sister's really
John
big
does
into
a lot
Sorkin.
of Sorkin. I am Sorkin adjacent. I married into Sorkin.
I don't like how he writes women.
I fucking hate how he writes women.
And I also don't like. I noticed this one because it was like I watched. What was the one with the Jeff Bridges or whatever?
Newsroom.
The Newsroom, and I was like, man. This show does not like Allison Pill very much.
They don't like women very much. I hated John watched that, and I was like, I can't watch this because of the way they...
And then I went over, and my sister, loves Sports Night. My sister's very, feminist.
Yeah.
She's very good. I'm watching, I'm like... How do you watch this?
Yeah.
They keep setting up these situations where a man gets to fucking tell a woman why she's fucking stupid and needs to sit down and listen to what the fuck I'm saying.
Okay, now we got to backtrack here. All right, go back to West Wing.
Right.
And CJ is the character that is the director, secretary of the
Allison Janney.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's the secretary of she's a press person. She goes out and whatever. And she constantly, every fucking episode, especially the Johnson season 2, so first 2 seasons is her being like, I am finger on the pulse of what the people want and what the people say and what the press is asking about. I know what they're going to ask. I always know what questions they're going to ask because I work with these people and that's my whole job. And consistently, it's just a bunch of smarmy fucking dudes being like, dumb bitch, let me tell you. And then they're always wrong. And then it always ends with her apologizing by the end of it. It's so crazy. There's one episode where it was all of the men's issues, all of their plot points for a single episode were our relationship with this country, and then this other person's dealing with an international thing of somebody captured in a war zone, and then somebody else was all very policies and politics and the importance of everything. And the women's were I have a crush on a guy. And the other one was I want to take a job, but I as a political consultant for somebody else. Yeah. But it's for the Republican Party and they're Democrats. And, but I don't want anybody to be mad, so I have to ask one of the guys to ask everybody because I can't ask for myself. I can't defend myself. I'm just a girl, and it's just I'm gonna murder you.
For that show, I feel like it was for Allison Janney in particular, it was just okay, I figured I've cracked this code. I'm just going to write her as a man. Except every 6 episodes, she's going to be but actually, I really just want to have a bunch of babies, and I want to get the smoochy.
She's always the smartest person in the room. Consistently, she's very smart. And she's always the one that if she doesn't know something, she's always let me ask. I gotta ask because I don't know. And then they always play her for a fool. They'll lie to her.
Yeah.
They'll like tell her the wrong thing because they think it's funny, and then it creates like an international event. And then they're like, "Oopsie doodle! I guess we shouldn't have been fucking around with the person that talks to the fucking press."
Yeah.
And then every time the guys are always like, "Look at me, the smartest man in the room. Oops, did I say something fucking stupid?
Yeah.
I guess I created an international event myself." And then like, but actually it's the woman's fault for X, Y, and Z.
And just to be clear, I want to make sure to say two things. One, I think it's fine to like those shows. Like I by bringing all this
I'm having a blast watching.
I don't want it. I want to be and so you shouldn't watch them. I just got done rewatching Friends. That show is problematic as shit.
Oh yeah.
It really doesn't like gay people.
It doesn't like fat people.
It doesn't like fat people. It's got a lot of problems. But it's just some shit I watched when I was 17.
Yeah.
And
you really have to take West Wing for
what
the time it was out. And also it's like Aaron Sorkin political escapism almost. Like
also, what is it, the first episode of Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, where like half of it is the one woman who doesn't believe in herself and then has to have Matthew Perry come in and be like, "Listen up, you dumb bitch, believe in yourself and get out there." So and then everything is great.
Funny story, I have definitely backed the wrong pony before, because between 30 Rock and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, I loved Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. I have not rewatched it, so I have no idea. And the only bit I remember is the woman who is the comedy writer for the SNL show couldn't tell a joke. The whole bit of the episode is her being like, they're like, "No, you can like write a sketch or whatever, but you can't tell a joke." And so the whole episode is her being like, "So a guy walks into a bar," and then it always never lands because she doesn't know how to tell a joke.
I was, to be honest, I was in the same boat. My sister and I used to go out to dinner every Monday night, and then we would come back and we would watch Studio 60.
Yeah.
We used to watch Doctor Who, and then we started watching Studio 60 when it came on, and it was like, wow, that first episode was good. And then, boy, we just struggled every episode after that of being like, finally episode 5 I was like, I don't think it's going to get any better. Like, the line just keeps going further down.
Yeah.
And then it was like, it's canceled. It was like, okay, great. I don't have to worry about this anymore.
I think the big problem, it's fine because Aaron Sorkin's adequate at doing this. He's done it every time. The Newsroom, Studio 60, and Sports Night are all the same thing. Some of the same exact plots, which is just like a channel or a series, and you're following the people that make the show.
Yeah.
And then the West Wing is literally that. But the show is the United States of America.
Yeah, I love A Few Good Men. I watch it like twice a year because it's fucking thrilling and gripping and like one of my favorite movies. So, again, a lot of this I think just comes in when you watch it. And a lot of shows and movies don't survive the obsessive nitpicking of 20 years of thinking about it.
Fine, and it's fun. And also, and I can't express this enough, Stalker Channing is one of my absolute favorite women in Hollywood ever. And though she is not in a lot, she is in, you would know her as Rizzo in Grease.
Oh, okay.
She's in a movie called Woman Most Likely To, and it's it's her first movie ever, and it's written by Joan Rivers, and it's amazing. She murders a bunch of people, and it's
cool.
It's a fantastic movie. It's on YouTube. You just look it up. But he wrote her really well because all he did was go, the president and his wife are perfect.
Yeah.
They have no flaws, and their flaws are like cute flaws where everyone like, oh, God, this president is always reading and knows too much about history because he was a professor, and so he's always quizzing people, and it's so annoying. And I'm like, I just and then his wife is a doctor, and she's like a really good doctor, so Stalker Channing comes in and is consistently talking about all this medical stuff, and it's just like it's just nice to hear.
All right, well, let's go back to the real world where things are not so nice.
No. Help me, Aaron Sorkin. Save me. Every day we get further from Aaron Sorkin's light.
Yeah. Last week we had a story where it was a Bloomberg report where apparently the stockholders for Nintendo were pressuring Nintendo to raise the price of the Switch 2 because gestures at AI, global shipping, tariffs, take your pick, that like they're not making as much as they think that they should. And this week, or actually it was late last week, Nintendo announced that they are raising the price of the Switch 2 like globally.
Great.
So in the United States, instead of $400, it'll be $450. In other places, it's gone up quite a bit more. They're even raising it in Japan, which is a big hit because they had literally like I think a $350 Japan only region locked version of the Switch 2.
They're like, we're raising it in Japan. And it's $355,
and it's going up in September.
Just in time for my birthday.
Yeah, they came out.
I'm also raising prices for my birthday.
You got to buy me 2 drinks. They came out with kind of an apology. We sincerely apologize for the impact these price revisions may have on our customers and other stakeholders, and deeply appreciate your understanding. I don't have any understanding really, but you know, it is one of those things where it helps that I'm able to get all this stuff. Like I know that you just bought a Switch 2.
Yeah.
I know that Michael just bought a Switch 2.
Just under the fucking wire, I guess.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
But the idea of raising this, and it's not a lot, but the thing is that Nintendo is the last company, I don't know if people know this, but Xbox and PlayStation both sell their consoles at a loss. And they sell them at a loss to make up for that in software sales. Nintendo traditionally has not. They always like, and that's I think one of the reasons why their hardware tends to be a little bit more lightweight. Like they never go for the full 4K 60. It's always kind of they're more modest. But what that means is that like every Switch, the hardware units were sold at a profit, which is huge when you consider the number of Switch sales. So yeah, I'm very torn on this because on the one hand, I mean, if every fucking thing is more expensive, and it's not like Nintendo was, they didn't fuck around. They did their due diligence. They tried putting it at that $400 price point to head off potential tariffs. They shifted their whole production line to Vietnam to try to get away from Chinese tariffs that Trump would bring in. And it just hasn't fucking worked. Like, it's just, they've tried their best. And so I don't really begrudge them too much. It sucks. Like, the two things can be clear at the same time. It sucks, but I don't think, like a lot of the times we do these stories about when, you know, they fire an entire division worth of software engineers. And it's like, well, that was a problem that that was a management problem that is now the workers are feeling the results of. This, I'm like, there was no way to predict the fucking shit, the quad layer shit sandwich that we're all currently trying to choke down.
I mean, look, they can raise their prices if they want, but that does not. The people are probably not going to buy it. Like, who can afford anything right now, let alone fucking a Switch 2. Like, that's a luxury. I work with a bunch of people that we're all constantly talking about Nintendo and their games, and only 2 out of 12 people bought it. I have one, and one other person does, and everybody else either refuses to buy it because they don't like the price stuff and like the other things going on with Nintendo, or just can't afford it. And it's just like, what are you gonna do? Like, you make it more expensive, and you're lucky you got 2 of us to buy it. Then
part of this is something I've talked about for a long time, which keeps coming up when they do the should Grand Theft Auto 6 cost $100 thing. And it's like, there is the cost. There is the question of how much does this cost to make? But then there also comes a price ceiling where if you make Big Macs, the best hamburger on the planet, but they cost $50 a piece, they may be really good. I'm not buying them. Like, they're too expensive. And some of this comes in, like, sometimes you guys got to eat it. Like, Nintendo is a huge war chest. They make a lot of profits. They're a very conservative company. They're very, very, you know, but sometimes you got to read the room and be like, we're going to have to tighten our belts and start brewing our own coffee instead of going to Starbucks.
Well, I don't know. And also, you pair it on top of everything else with everybody else in the video game industry, where it's just like, you know, developers aren't getting paid very well. You know that. Like their QA, everyone that works the low end of the totem pole isn't really getting paid. So we're paying a bunch more, and they're like, well, everything's more expensive, except that we also know that the CEOs are making a lot of money.
Yep.
So don't tell me I have to pay more when you guys keep making profits.
Actually, yep. Also, there's also a second layer here, and I mean, we're going to kind of go to a little bit of this moving forward, but like, there's not a good reason right now. Like, they don't have a Mario or Zelda game, and this is the worst time for a week launch. Like, not to say that Bonanza or Pocopia or Tomodachi Life or Mario Kart are bad games. It's just none of them are fucking setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
None of them are 10 out of 10 game of the year. My God, you've got to play this. This is a once in a generation. I can't fucking believe what they did over here.
Hang on, man. Like, you haven't seen the things I've done in Tomodachi Life in a while. We're going to do another episode where I'm going to update you on what's going on. Matt Frank moved in with you and Michael, first of all.
Okay, so what we were saying is that we got to schedule a once a month Tomodachi Life check-in.
Tessa is dating John Waters.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
And also David Lynch hates your guts. Well, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's pretty much what I expected. I probably just kept doing the voice at him, and then he was just
My
like,
favorite thing was that
David, come over here.
I didn't even witness what happened. Yeah. I just clicked on him and he looked upset, and I was like, what happened? And he literally went, I had a conversation with Jeff and I did not like it, and I was like, yeah.
We probably talked about Dark Souls too much.
He's like, I don't want to know anything.
By the way, just as an update, I haven't talked about this. Michael and I talked about this. Michael was so proud of Tomodachi Michael for not liking Taco Bell because Michael's so specific about the tortillas and the food that he eats. He doesn't like Taco Bell.
That's
he was like,
so funny.
Like, when they have it, I was like, yeah.
It's just like me.
Okay, so we've got some Fallout and some stuff around it. Part of this week, just to let everybody know, is that it's the end of we're at the end of a quarter, so we're going to be getting a lot of news that's come out of quarterly filings. Mm-hmm. Nintendo has basically rounded down their sales estimates for this year from 19.86 million to 16.5 million units of Switch 2. Like, they expected to sell almost 20 million, and now they're looking at more like 16 million. So that's a pretty big
drop down,
pretty big estimation that went down.
Yeah. This is 16 million not a lot, though?
It is, but then you get into this, I mean...
I understand, 20 to 16 is a big drop point.
Yeah.
But, like...
It is, but I actually, I don't know. See, the thing is that we're dealing in cash numbers at levels of industry. I don't even know what the fuck, like, what's going on. Like, man, if you're not selling 18 million or more, then you're just fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Also, conversation with shareholders is like, I don't know what to trust with you guys. You just want as much profit as possible.
Yeah. And then let's see. So we also got the news that apparently there's going to be some Switch bundles coming before the price increase. Mm-hmm. These are going to be basically $500, and they'll be actually. I think these are. No, I did read that correctly. These are coming before the price increase. They're not that big of a discount, but if they stay around, they will be afterwards. What it is a Nintendo Switch 2. And then a choice of either Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, or Pocopia as a download, and that's $500. So
well,
your Switch 2 right now is $400, right? That's right? You bought one earlier.
Dude, you think I spend that kind of money and then remember? People always ask me how much my tattoos are, and I'm like, I block that shit out after I pay. I don't want to know.
Switch 2 on
$450. So it's $450 now. So is it $500?
That can't be right, can it?
Well, we're looking at it.
Okay. Well, then what? Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta like reconfigure here because the news story, I kept reading it over and over again, and they said that it was getting a price hike. Maybe they haven't announced the price hike. It says price increase due to impact from that date on. Switch 2 will jump to $450. Did
is that the now?
Did it happen just already?
Just now?
Let's see. Switch 2. Sorry, I very confused about all of this.
Yeah, I just a quick googly goo says $450 for the launch price.
for the launch price, right?
Yeah, that's why I straight Googled Switch 2 launch price.
So then what is the, let's see, I'm sorry, I Switch 2 price increase, because I swear this article had all of these other $50 price increase
to $50
for $4.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's on Nintendo's actual website.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I got that one completely fucking wrong.
That's yen. That's
okay, for 500. It's 500, not 450.
Okay.
Boy, that was
was a lot of
on me.
you read the thing. It said jump to 450 on that one.
Yeah, this website fucked me up. Anyway, so this $500 bundle is basically as a way before the price increase happens to give you a game and the console at you get what, like $20 off the price of the game, basically. As a way to try to, I guess, incentivize people to kind of boost their sales, because I think they're probably thinking that after
the hike, they're not going to get as many.
The sales are going to slump because, of course, they are.
Then why do it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The other thing that we saw.
What if you made it cheaper and see if more people buy it then? You dumb bitches. You dumb cunts.
I can actually kind of answer that in that over the last 5 years, there's been a trend where companies will raise the price of a thing and they'll lose 10% of their customers, but they'll gain profit because everybody else that's still buying it, the price increase makes up for all of the losses plus more.
Right.
But we're hitting maximum saturation of that effect where it's like, oh, you're going to start dropping off like a quarter. You're also
losing goodwill from your customer
base. You can't just turn back around. Like that's the thing is that none of this stuff turns back around. I don't know. Maybe Asha Sharma's been doing all these changes at Microsoft. People are like, I love her now, and it's like, well, anyway, the stock price has also been going down, which is. I understand why. This is one of the problems that we've been seeing a lot recently is just the overall when the money shareholders get involved, it's not pretty, man. Like they're just like, we demand a 200% return on investment.
They're ravenous right now.
But so. Look, I mean,
it turns out rich people really want more money.
So here's 1 month of Nintendo stock. You could see that recently, like as of this,
big drop down
as
right
of
there.
May 8th, there was like a huge drop. Now this is from $13 to $10 a share, but then if you look at the 6-month trend, you can see that it's just kind of eking down. And if you look at the year-to-date trend, you could see that it's way down. If you look at a full year, you could still see that it's way down. The thing is that if you look at like the 5 years, you can start to get, you can see that. It jumps up to the most it's ever been at the Switch 2 announcement.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not true. If you look at the max, you can see... No. It's the highest it's ever been. So this is the Switch 1, obviously, announcement, is it jumps up in, was this like 2012, 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes back and then it starts to climb, 2018, 2020, 2022. And then right around the point where the Switch 2 is announced, bam, it's like the highest that we've seen. This graph goes back to about 2000. So about 25 years.
God, I'm old.
Which honestly, like now the Switch 1 was such a success. Everybody was like, the Switch 2 is a sure thing.
Yeah.
It launched. It didn't have a fucking... And nobody... Like, these business people didn't look at the game launch, so they expected this line to keep shooting to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
And then sales were, like, better than the Switch, but it wasn't setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a big drop. Now, this drop is like honestly, where it is right now at, like, $10, that's around... 2022 stock price.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's terrible.
Not disastrous, but it's definitely way lower compared to the...
It's a big drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo also talked a lot about they've kind of come out to say like there are multiple unannounced Switch 2 games that are coming out this year.
We swear to God, guys, we swear.
They had the Star Fox thing last week. I think that kind of probably... I think that was probably a way to try to soften this blow.
Yeah.
And that it probably didn't didn't, just because I think that this is, I don't know. I mean, it'd be like if they announced a new Pikmin game and it's like, people like Pikmin, people like Star Fox.
I mean, that would have gotten me, but I'm just one guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that Star Fox is a big
Isn't it
enough,
a remake? It's not even like new, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it'd be one thing if it's like a brand new Star Fox, but it's not even that.
Yep.
One of my coworkers is a diehard Star Fox fan, and I was like, didn't know you existed, but sure.
Yeah.
And he was really mad about the announcement because it was a remake. I wouldn't have known it was a remake. I never played Star Fox.
Yeah, the quote here is, we have many new titles for Nintendo Switch 2. We will carefully convey the appeal of each title so customers can transition to Switch 2 at their own timing. I know that at least there's a Rhythm Heaven game. There is a Fire Emblem game that is on the horizon.
Yeah.
There is a rumor that there is an Ocarina of Time remake, but that would be like between the Star Fox remake in July and then Ocarina of Time remake towards the end of the year. It's like, what is this, a fucking DS? Like, why are
they need to like invest in some folks making some actual games for them.
It's kind of weird though, right, that like they
forgot to make games for their console. Like
there's a precedent for bumping Tears what was the last Zelda game? Tears of the Kingdom?
Yes.
No? Whatever that last one was.
Yeah.
To be a split gen game.
Yeah.
Because the one before Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild was both Wii U and Switch 1.
Yeah.
And Twilight Princess was GameCube and Wii.
Yeah.
So there would have been, it would have bumped that by 2 years, maybe more? 3 years? I don't remember exactly when it came out. But anyway, they need games. I mean, it just goes to show, like, you can't sell a video game system with no video games.
Yeah.
And what you got is none of these are high profile enough to make people go, oh my God, I gotta fucking get one of these.
Maybe they would have been fine if it was all together all at once, but you're sprinkling crumbs and not, it'd be one thing if it was like a big game and then some crumbs to keep you in between, but it's not that. So I think if Pokopia and like all of the games that came out and Pokopia and Tomodachi Life and if they all came out right when the Switch 2 came out, like all together, like these are all the games, I think you probably would have had a better shot at least it feeling more worth it. But right now it's like
I think you got to have one of the all-stars. It's got to be one. I mean, like, next week that Yoshi game is coming out. I think the Yoshi game looks fine.
Yeah. Did they think that like Mario Kart was going to be their all-star?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that was about it. I think that was all they had. I mean, when the last Mario...
They should have made a better Mario Kart game.
The last Mario Kart launched on the Switch 1 and was a very good seller, even though it was just a remake of a bunch of a 3DS game, I believe. But... I just don't think that they had. I think it's one of those.
Needed more to it then, because like it,
I think people right now they're hoping that From Software game might be a system mover, but I'm like, I don't like. I've seen what Night Rain has done, and this is another multiplayer game. It's not a single player game. We are in a point now where like Sony had 13 live service games, and they canceled like 8, 9 of them.
Yeah.
They canceled like a Spider-Man one and a God of War one and a Last of Us one. We're not living in a world where an online multiplayer game is going to just light everybody on fire.
Nobody wants to. Everyone hates each other. Why would we want to play video games with each other?
Well, speaking of multiplayer games, so Marathon. This is a strange story. There's a thing called an impairment. This is when a company has bought something and they basically say this isn't worth as much as we paid for it, or this is worth less than we paid for it. So far, Sony has already written down Bungie by $128 million.
Yikes!
And for this quarter, they put them down again by $560 million. So they've been impaired by like $760 million of their total value. Like they've just been devalued in Sony's case. And a lot of this comes because, is Marathon an abject failure? Absolutely not. It's got people that play it and people that really like it. Did it do what some how somebody thought that it was going to do? No.
Yeah.
It has not done what they wanted. It has not done Helldivers numbers. It has not done Call of Duty numbers. It has not done the numbers of online games.
Yeah.
So there was a report last week after this that said that the question was, Sony has been pretty cutthroat, especially with Concord, of just like it didn't do well enough. Doesn't matter who's playing it. We're getting rid of it. Mm-hmm. But they've come out and said that they're not doing that. They've got like 2 years worth of updates that are currently planned and in the works. And they're not going to be cutting off Marathon just yet. But I personally believe that they have to do something different. Like, they can't just do more Marathon and expect more newbies to come in. It is incredibly a hostile game towards new players.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, in a sense, that's its own genre, right? Like the ones that are just meant for the gamer games.
But then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to chop that team down to the bone. You're going to have to take everybody off of Destiny, and you're going to have to start making something new that comes out in 2 years, and it's basically Bungie's last chance.
Yeah.
And if they can't do that, Bungie, the studio, will be dissolved, and they will be incorporated into various Sony production groups around, and a bunch of people will be fired because you can't just...
Such a bummer.
I mean...
I don't even like Bungie, and it's a bummer.
It is. I keep saying this. I'm sure people are tired of hearing it. I really want to play Marathon. I just don't want to play what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love the look of that game. It is so unique. It is so up my alley as a late 90s, early 2000s design nerd. I fucking love it. I would play the shit out of that game if there was a friend slop mode on it where you just played with your buddies or whatever. I would play the shit out of it if there was a non-friend slop mode that took itself real seriously where I didn't have to fight other people. I don't want to play against other people.
Yeah.
Just not interested. I'm not interested in having a bad time until I'm good enough, until I'm numbed enough to have a pretty good time.
Yeah.
That's not interesting to me. So the thing is that, Bungie really needs to take this to heart and not do what Destiny 2 did, which was keep putting out similar updates until finally people got fucking sick of it.
Keep doing the same thing and not understand why it's not fixing.
So I don't know. We'll have to see where it's going. It's got, it's well received. It's got people that are playing it, but for a live service game to have legs, it needs to keep its player base, because then Arc Raiders 2 comes out and everybody fucking goes over there and you lose half your user base.
Yeah. That's always hard. That multiplayer thing seems like, I don't know why they do it.
Because
when it hits, it's like huge, right? But like if it doesn't, it just seems like, I don't know if it's worth that gamble.
Well, I think that
from companies that don't listen to their their fan base or audiences, or like look at what sells.
I think you could see the evolution where it started, where it was like single player games, then Call of Duty comes out, and you got a single player game with this bananas multiplayer thing. And then over the course of the PS3, Xbox 360 generation, every company was like, put multiplayer in it just in case. Like BioShock 2 had a multiplayer mode. Like, why? What the fuck was that for? Then I think they learned that it's cheaper to take a chance if you just don't make the single player part and you just make the multiplayer part. And then if it flops, you haven't invested as much and you just dissolve that studio entirely.
Yeah.
And
that's so cold-hearted, though.
If it succeeds, you make a shitload of money, because if Fortnite somehow, Fortnite is so goddamn successful that Epic Games tried to launch a Steam competitor and lowered the amount of profit they take from people who use their store. Like, that's nuts. Nobody does that. But then nobody looked at MMOs or MOBAs and saw the worm turning. Everybody didn't.
I just can't believe. Are there not people that like it's their job to just see that? So look at those numbers. Isn't that a thing that people do?
And again, I'm sorry.
Sports has numbers, people that like stare at the fucking stats of everything. We don't got that in business.
I think that what this is, I've said it before, and because I try to mentally not think of these people as fucking Skeletors, right? Like, well, what's the why? Why would you not? Why are you letting this industry implode? And why didn't you like see this coming? All the writing was on the wall. Fucking Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. Writing's on the wall. Fucking like it's right there. And what I came to was like, why? Like, what benefit is there of being the person that says, shut down all these projects, eat the losses, and shift over to single player games? We got to do this. Because if you're wrong, you fucked a whole company. And if you're right, it doesn't matter to the owners. They just fire the workers.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps playing video games. Nobody knows this stuff outside of like me, who's obsessively reading these stories every week. Like it's a thing where, people talk about, corporate greed. But it's like, oh, I know what's going on here. So like, what's the upside of being the Oracle who can say live service games are going to fail? We need to cancel 13 games that are in development, eat all of the costs, and try to like shift all of these to single player.
But why is it 13 games? Like, why does it have to be all of it? Like, why can't it be okay? No, it seems like the trend is dying down. So why don't we split the difference?
Yeah,
and thus making a smarter decision. And also, if it's successful, there's still a chance the other thing is also successful, and then you got two successes. But this isn't that. They're playing the weird like numbers game, and this is gambling, and not in a like gambling on ourselves kind of thing, but in a like if you play the odds enough times, lifeless gambling that includes people's jobs and livelihoods. And it just feels like somebody asked ChatGPT how to run a business and it ain't working out.
It's gross, but let me just say that from what I've known of doing this for a while, that's what the world is.
And I don't like it, Jim.
Everybody, crypto was a gamble where like you could be a sucker that loses all your money, or you might end up being somebody who makes $50 million in a day.
Yeah.
And then like now it's the AI thing where all of this investment is going towards something. I have yet to see practical thing in it, but like, if you're a company that has money to invest and you don't invest in AI, and then, Microsoft ends up being the one to do the thing. They make an artificial general intelligence that can do anything. And now the future of humanity runs on Microsoft. And you're like, was it really a good idea for me to be frugal and not dump money into this fire? Because if it pays off, the payoff is so astronomically high that the waste that you can absorb from playing this game is huge. Now I think that's horrible, reprehensible,
but this is
garbage.
But that the only way that logic works is if you are a soul-sucking, fucking lifeless human being that only cares about profit.
Yes, and
that is what all these people are. No matter who they are, that is what they are. But like, I'm not, so fuck them. Which is fine. Do you know what I mean? No, I get it, but at the same time, it's just like eventually you're just gonna get guillotined. Like we're gonna hit a point, buddy.
I think I understand, and I'm not trying to defend. I'm not even trying to play devil's advocate. It's just like I just look at this, and that's the only thing that makes any sense.
Yeah,
is that one? They don't care. It's like you talk to rich people, and they don't understand how people who aren't rich operate. Yeah. It's like, well, just go get another job. Like, why? Just go get a job. And you're like, well, it's hard to get a job. I've never had a problem getting a job. What the fuck? Just go get a job.
Yeah.
Like, what? Just borrow money from your parents. It's like, well, my parents don't have any money to loan me. Like,
did I ever tell you about the person at my work? They don't no longer work with me, but they were like, it's because I was like, I don't have a retirement. I'm just going to work until I die.
Yeah.
And like, full seriousness, like that's probably what's going to happen unless I win the lottery or get hit by a truck. And they were like, it's not even that hard. You just save like $300 from your paycheck every month and you'll be like back on track. And I was like, okay, where the fuck am I getting spare $300 in my paycheck? We get paid the same amount.
Yeah.
And they were like, whatever, like $100. And I'm like, again, where the fuck do you think I have a spare $100 just lying around, especially during that time? Mm-hmm. It was like post John being in the hospital for 2 weeks straight.
Yep.
And then like later on, I was bitching about it to another coworker, and they were like, her brother works in finance. She just gave him like some money from like a really good tax return. and he invested it, and now the money she gets from that is her retirement, and that's where those 300. That's what she. Yep. And I'm like, what the fuck? Then why are you acting so easy? I'm sorry, my brother isn't a finance bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, I agree. And I think that like the flip side of this scale with all the shit that I've said is that if you act like this long enough, then your stock drops, like, and people stop buying your shit, and like you go out of business, and fucking, you know,
right.
It's like
but the thing about that is that it doesn't matter anyway, because the CEOs give themselves a little golden parachute to hop off of, and it's just
maybe, I mean, at this point it's
they're never in ruins. You never hear about, and then they died penniless and alone.
Yep.
There's just move on to something else and destroy that instead.
Yep. Anyway, on that happy note, we're going to take a break. Sorry for the existential ennui. You and I tend to drift further into this zone than some of the other podcasts where we're just doing cold business analyses. Anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got a shitload more news. We're going to run through it, so stick around.
Here we are.
And yeah, we still have some more news. There's more news.
There's more rants to be had, Jeff.
We were talking about Sony before we left. We got the news last week as part of their this is actually an analytics firm that talked about this, that Saros, the PS5 game, has probably sold about 300,000 copies, which is
great.
It's about $22 million in revenue.
I would like $22 million in revenue.
Game has been estimated to cost about $76 million. So
not great.
Not great.
Is that considered a failure, or is that considered like?
Oh no! I mean, if you don't make your budget back, at least.
But does it have to be made back like?
Instantaneously?
Yeah.
The thing is that the
same weekend of launch or whatever.
It depends on the game, but Saros is probably not going to have a long tail on it. Like, it's probably not going to keep selling more and more and more over time, and then it may eventually break even, or it may get close enough to breaking even that it's whatever. But it's just not a very good sign. I mean, I think they had, you know, they had the guy the Hollywood guy that was in all the stuff, the main character.
My favorite Hollywood guy. It's me, Hollywood man.
I'm not familiar with the actor. He was in that.
He was in like Haunting of Bly Manor, and oh god, I can't think of his name.
Let's see. Rahul Kohli.
Yeah.
You know, it obviously cost some money to get him in there.
Yeah.
Like, it has very nice visuals and everything to it. It's a very polished game. I think it's a very good game. I just also think this is one of those things where $76 million is a bit of a high budget for a game like that. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's a third-person action game with kind of bullet hell elements as a roguelike. And what's
with the actors thing going on with these games?
What do you mean?
Well, I just feel like we're seeing more games that like actively are like, not only is it this actor, but it's going to look like this actor.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, you know, it's like casting a movie instead of just being a character with a voice actor attached to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that for my answer to that would probably just be that we've gotten to the point where the fidelity of character models is high enough that you could literally, like, if you brought in a celebrity to voice act a thing, you can now make them look like that celebrity instead of having them just be.
It just seems like it's adding cost for no reason.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think that he did any of the motion capture, I think, or maybe he did some of it. I don't know. I mean, the number of cut scenes that had him in it were very low. It probably could have been done in a week. Like, the real meat of the game was just, you know, the voice lines and barks and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, part of it could be the idea of trying to bring in famous actors in order to get social media,
the Hollywoodification of video games and
I mean, we had that
adds more cost than
with that story in 3 parts about the Imagine Dragons guy, and he made a multiplayer capture the flag game, and like nobody fucking played it, and then they were like, oh, well, we're gonna have some free weekends, and then last week they were like, okay, well, nope, we're not gonna turn the servers off, but after this update, no more updates, because nobody was playing it. So
sad.
Yep. Speaking of sad, let's talk about Ryan Cohen.
Who?
Ryan Cohen is the CEO of GameStop.
Okay.
He founded and then eventually sold Chewy.com. I don't know if you know anything about the GameStop meme stock stuff where GameStop
I remember when it happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was basically put in charge. He was kind of one of the people behind that on Reddit, whipping people into a frenzy about this thing. There's this whole fucking in-depth weird conspiracy. But anyway, he's been the CEO of GameStop. To be honest, we talked about this last week, he has turned GameStop into a company that is not operating at a loss.
Yeah.
He has done that by shuttering a huge number of stores. And
in fairness, they had a lot of stores. We had in our neighborhood like 3 or 4 across the street, or like each corner of a, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, that's too many. I don't need to go to all of them. And
then what's left, and then there's also like just a bunch of like Funko Pops and bullshit and toys and stuff like that in there now.
Bullshit.
I went to a GameStop, the first GameStop I ever went to the day that the internet went down and we played that game. It was sad.
It's weird going in there, a little graveyardy.
Yeah. Anyway, last week, Ryan Cohen announced that him and GameStop were going to buy eBay. Now, the valuation of GameStop is about $10 billion.
Yeah.
The valuation of eBay is about $51 billion.
Oh.
So people were like, how are you going to do this? And he was like, well, they're going to leverage they're going to issue new stock, leverage buyout, bank loan. And he went on this financial show, and the guy was like, okay, well, I did all the math, and you're still like $12 billion short. Where are you going to get the $12 billion? And he got really indignant. He was like, we're going to get it. And he was like, but where?
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know what is so hard about this. It's half stock, and it's half loan. We're going to get the money. Then he started putting stuff from like old garbage from GameStop on eBay or to sell it, like a square of carpet from an eBay, like the signs from some of the eBay stores, like some old ass, and it was all going for ridiculously high prices because of this weird Wall Street Bets cult of Ryan Cohen. There's a video you should watch. It's by the Dan Olson guy that goes over. There's a weird conspiracy about this stock and the company and this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, eBay came out this week and was like, no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan of eBay, but I feel like he wouldn't run it properly anyway.
Yeah, well, his contention is that it's being run poorly, and so that it's not making as much money as it could.
But it's making 5 times as much as them.
Here's a quote from their rejection. We've taken into account such factors as 1, eBay's standalone prospects, 2, the uncertainty regarding your financial proposal, 3, the impact of your proposal on eBay's long-term growth and profitability, 4, the leverage, operational risks, and leadership structure of a combined entity, 5, the resulting implication of these factors on valuation, and 6, GameStop's governance and executive incentives. And basically, Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, if you wanted to do this, you could still do like a hostile takeover. That's takes a lot more money.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder. Here's the secret here. He's trying to whip the internet into a frenzy to basically up the valuation of GameStop. If the valuation of GameStop goes over $100 billion, he gets a $35 billion personal bonus payout. So we kind of go back to the last conversation. If you were working at a company where if you did this unthinkable thing, you would get like fucking government levels of money.
Yeah.
You might be like, I'll do whatever, man. I'll sell whatever on eBay to get that stuff up. But this wasn't the way.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that.
I'm worried about it, but in a different way now.
Let's see. We got some Steam news. Steam has reopened the last week we got the Steam controller sold out in 30 minutes. Scalpers all over eBay. Valve has now opened up the Steam controllers to basically reservations like they did with the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And You have to have an account in good standing that made a purchase before April, I believe, of 2026.
Oh, that's very specific.
To keep people from making new accounts.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And then also, April 2026.
I mean, honestly, that's just last month.
What's that?
That's just last month. April 2026. The year is 2026 now.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So
yeah, sorry.
You know what I mean?
It just means making new accounts.
Yeah, you can't make any new accounts. So like, it's not like crazy, you know.
And then also, if your account has ever purchased a controller, you're not allowed. So
that's fair too.
You can't buy more than one.
Do you know if it's true? And this might be stepping on a later story. If it is, that the Steam controllers Wilhelm scream if they get dropped.
Why, yes, that is the next story on the list. Yes.
I've only seen 2 videos of it happen, and one person couldn't make it happen, and now I'm like, I don't know if I can believe it or not.
It's not completely confirmed, but at least a few people online have done this, where if you drop it, it just goes, ow! It does the Wilhelm scream.
I want to change it so it's R2-D2 screaming.
There's a lot of customizability for this thing, so it would not surprise me if that was even an option.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently it's one of those little baked in. One of the reasons I like Valve is because they do fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when the Steam Deck came out, how they made a whole fucking Portal game that we played all the way through?
Yeah, and it was great.
It was great.
Yeah, we had a great time.
So
we
fun.
Were mad that
funny.
It wasn't longer.
Yeah, and it was just there to teach you how to run the Steam Deck, but it also totally worked as a video game.
Yeah.
Like,
that was great.
Last week, Valve put out 3D printing CAD files for the entire outside shell of the controller.
Yeah.
So if you want to print your own thing or add other stuff to it, 3D print your own controller, you totally can.
Fuck, I love that.
But yeah, the reservation list is there. You put your name on it. You get an email.
Are you on the reservation list?
Yeah, I put it down.
Obviously.
I mean, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't need a Steam controller. Yeah. Like, I have a mouse and a keyboard for when I do stuff. And if I want to play a PC game, it's not like I'm like, oh shit, how do I get from my couch to do? I sit at a computer desk all day. So, but you get 72 hours to buy one when the reservation comes in. And then those limitations that I mentioned before, which is good. I wish they would have done that in the first place, as opposed to just throwing the door open to the wild world.
It is so funny that I think you were... I had the conversation with you and John at the same time, and it was like, you were upset because you're like, 30 minutes. Like, I had no time. Even if I wanted to, I had, like, no time. And then John was like, I didn't even know what was happening. I wish I did know.
Yeah. I forgot the day that it happened, and then I was like, "Oh, did the Steam control?" And it's gone.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it was very similar to that. Yeah.
But for me, I mean, again, I'm drowning in controllers. I don't need one of these. I kind of want to get one just to try it out.
Just to throw it on the ground to see if it Wilhelm screams.
Yeah.
Why would you encourage me to throw my controller?
I mean, it's got some interesting stuff to it, but to be honest, it's not. It's mostly just a controller with touchpads in a different place. I mean, my PlayStation controller has a touchpad on it.
Yeah.
It's just touchpads are in a slightly different place. I don't really like the form factor of it, but I'd like to
It is
give
a little
it a shot.
Straight up rectangle-y, but
yeah. It's got some interesting programmable parts. I don't know if you've seen this, where like it's got a capacitor if you're gripping it with your hand, that you can literally map to button inputs. So like you could make it so that if you like let go of your right hand, the weapon wheel comes up and you just like, or if you
interesting
let go partially, it turns on like the gyro aiming and stuff. So it's got some interesting stuff. But then the thing is that stuff is super fiddly, and only a small margin of people are going to
actually fuck with it. Yeah.
There would have to be a game that comes out. There'd have to be a Good Job 2 that comes out that explains how to use all that stuff. So
fun.
Speaking of Steam, the people have been crawling through the Steam files as they are wont to do, and we think that there might be 4 different versions of the Steam machine and 2 different versions of the
Is
framework.
there a poor person version?
Maybe. Sort of.
Do we have a release date?
No.
Okay.
This is all behind the scenes, and it's all conjecture, but basically what people sussed out was that you've got 4 different Steam machine SKUs, and what that will be is an 8 gig version, or no, a 512 gig version, a 2 terabyte version, and then with a controller or without a controller.
Okay.
So that counts for those 4, and then the Steam index, I think, is just like more memory, less memory. It's one of those types of things. But as of now, I mean, there have been 2 reports that I've read over the last few weeks that Valve apparently has gotten huge shipments of a bunch of units of question mark to their warehouses in California from China.
I want question mark.
So there's a good possibility that any day now, I mean, the beginning of next month is Summer Games Fest. Valve doesn't specifically usually get in on that, but I can see them doing it for this, and it's out today. You know, Jeff Keighley, get a little Jeff Keighley on stage, do that thing, or just drop it in the middle of game hullabaloo when people are talking about it. Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer comes out.
Gabe door to door to just tell people about it.
They don't got to do that. The motherfucker's on his boat. Fucking, he's got a big launch button that just says money. He's just like, money. They're like, oh, they're all gone. They're sold out. Yep. Money.
I love it.
So, again, I'm. This is one of those things like the controller where I'm not in any hurry. I've got a gaming computer, and I don't need a.
I can't afford to rush it, so it just.
And also, it really depends on how much it costs. Like, it really depends, because if it's a lot, I've already paid a lot. I don't need to pay a lot again just for some. I don't know Steam Deck. I looked at it a bunch of times and I was like, yeah, but I don't. Like, I have a Switch and it never leaves the dock. I have a PlayStation Portal that I never turn on. I spend all my time in the entertainment room, not in another room with like girlfriend trying to be like, but I want to play Baldur's Gate while we watch fucking Top Chef or whatever. So not for me. We had a bunch of weird leaks that came out this week. Games that were supposed to launch later that just came out 3 days early for a variety of different reasons. It's interesting. The first one that we're going to go over is Subnautica 2, which has been hugely anticipated. All this chaos behind the scenes with the crafting and the bonuses and all that stuff. And it's finally coming out. It came out the day that we're recording this on the 14th. And apparently one of the websites, there was a cracking group that does piracy for online PC stuff that just put it out. There's no real indication of where it came from. Like, I think some people thought that the preload files might have been the thing, because if you preload the game but then it's weak in its encryption, then you can crack the preload and basically get it out there. I don't think that's what happened here. I have a wacky conspiracy theory that nobody, I just want to put this out here in case
nobody.
But nobody should believe this. Nobody should say it out loud unless it's as a joke about how stupid I am.
This is a joke.
But there was a story about how the release date for Subnautica 2 was leaked by Krafton after the release date, after a judge basically forced them to rehire the CEO, and there's all this animosity. What if the source files ended up on an unprotected server that some piracy group got a hold of? Because here's the thing, they still get the $100 million bonus if Subnautica 2 sells enough. So the idea that like, oh, whoopsie doodle, it got onto piracy websites and now everybody's pirating it and nobody's buying it. I guess you don't get your bonus. Like, the thing is that's outlandish. So is everything else in the story.
Can I add a layer to the outlandish?
Absolutely. Let's go crazy.
All right. What if none of it's real? And the feud is a way to drum up,
to boost
people being like, you have to buy it because the creators will get their bonuses and it'll really stick it to that one guy. And thus you've created a situation where now if you're pirating it, you're in the wrong, but you're buying it, but now he's still going to make money off of the profit of the game.
I would believe that if they hadn't have gone to actual United States court.
Why? The court system is fucking just as bad as a television show nowadays anyway. Like,
I don't know. Anyway,
under the assumption that anybody is doing any sort of court of law in a way that is serious and not for entertainment value.
So I don't know. I did play the game. It's great. It's on Game Pass, and I actually installed it on my Xbox, and it runs really good on the Xbox, which is nice. it's funny you saying all that because I actually have been thinking about like, I think it's like $30 on Steam. And I'm like, I kind of want to give those guys $30 because like this is such a thing.
Even if you do it because you're like, no, I want to support the artists, I want to support the creators. Now you're going to be thinking about what I said, and now you're going to be like, or did I just play? Am I been played for the fool?
I think it's too. I think that's too convoluted. I don't. I mean, like,
but it's in your head now, and I can't take it out. It's in my head.
It's an interesting idea that like would require people to be so paying attention to anything that they actually knew the story for this, but like we just got done talking about
because nobody on the internet's ever rage baited other people into giving them money on accident.
The whole story about nobody knows what the fuck is going on with Annapurna Interactive, even though everybody's got an opinion about Mixtape. And it's like there's like a bunch of stuff that you should know but you don't know. Anyway, the second one was Lego Batman. Somehow Lego Batman. This one was weird because this one was a thing where there were certain pre-order SKUs that had a preload. And when people preloaded it, they were like, oh, I can just launch this.
Yeah, that's just a game.
Like I can just launch this game.
Oops.
So
sick.
People went out and looked for it. It's been patched, obviously, but you're
gonna have to unplay the game now, guys.
Yep, but it's out there right now. I don't know that that's such a big deal. I mean, it does make me wonder sometimes about, having part of my career be about just like making sure that files are the correct files in the right place with the right like names and shit on them. I'm often like, who's doing this? Can I have their job? I bet it pays way more than RageSelect, and I'll make sure that there's no fucking unencrypted, unredacted versions uploaded to Walmart.com or whatever.
Maybe it doesn't pay a lot, and this is going to some unpaid intern.
Maybe an AI is doing it. And the AI fucked all up.
What if we're all actually AI and we just forgot because they deleted that programming?
There was some story that I read earlier this week where it was like some place that put an AI in charge of like a coffee shop, and it just ordered like 10,000 napkins and no spoons or something like that. Like it was.
I saw. Oh man, I wish I knew more of the details. I saw a thing about like some CEO of his bullshit tech company put an AI in charge. And the AI deleted everything, and they were like, well, I mean, companies like this always have backups, but he gave it access to the backups, and it was like, delete that shit too.
And then they were like, why did you delete everything? And it was like, oh yeah, you're right. I guess I was in the wrong there. And it was like, what?
He literally was like, get rid of all the discrepancies or something.
Right.
And it was like, oh, you know how to do that? Clean slate, baby. Start from scratch.
See, this is why I think you're going to end up with one of these stupid ass Matrix Skynet things where it's like AI that runs our lives. Make sure there are no more wars. It's like, well, you know, the easiest way to make sure there are no more wars, right?
There's no more
Kill all humans. Anyway, existential crises. The third one was Forza Horizon 6. This one was an upload. The Steam preload wasn't encrypted, and so they yanked it.
It's all the same guy. He's like, oh, man, it's been a bad week at my job.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that we actually know the reasons for two of these. It's only the Subnautica one that we don't really know what actually happened.
It really lends itself to the conspiracy theory.
But yeah, Forza Horizon 6 got leaked. There is a kind of a... there's a sub note in this story where Forza Horizon 6 is one of those games where it comes out like next Tuesday, but if you buy the $100 version, you can start playing it on like the Friday that is the day after we're recording this, but it's a couple days beforehand. So it's like, oh, if you wanted to play it over the weekend that you had free, instead of having to wait a whole other week to play it, you could do it in early access, or you could just go get the version that's on them websites. However, if you do that,
they'll know, and they'll tell Santa Claus.
They are taking, quote, strict enforcement action, and this is basically...
They're gonna call your mom, buddy.
Well, Forza Horizon 6 is one of them online games where you're playing with your friends, so you can technically just like perma-ban your IP from Forza servers for the game.
Yeah.
Or, as is the case for one person who's been doing this, 7,973 years. Now, this is a story about a Forza Horizon modder called DVS Squad that came out and basically put up footage of Horizon 6 and was like, and I dare you to do anything to me. I mod this game and this game only. I know how your bans work. I will create new hardware. I'll create a new account. I know how to delete the things that keep me from playing this game.
Yeah.
I am in control of this, so go for it. Didn't blur out his username and directly challenge the developers, and they were like, yep, you're banned. And then he was like, thank you. This was now a story that a bunch of fucking people are talking about, and my channel got a shitload of new subscribers, which is basically money in the bank for me. And I can still play Forza Horizon 6 because how the fuck are you going to stop me? Like, I'm going to buy another Xbox. The worst case scenario is you got to buy another Xbox and create a new Gmail account, right? Like,
that is a bad case scenario, though.
It's,
the inconvenience. You got to come up with another Gmail name.
Yeah.
Hard to use Chunky Lover 69.
Anyway, so that's a story of 3 games that leaked this week. Yeah. There's so much out. I don't have time to play leaked games. I barely
I don't play games that come out. I'm still in the middle of mixtape, and it's 4 hours long.
Yeah.
I just like, who has 4 hours?
4 uninterrupted hours?
Uninterrupted. I did 2, and I got 2 more.
Yeah.
Coming to me.
And I'm just over here being like, I don't know, I can't finish Planet Crafter. There's too many planets to fucking craft. God damn it.
Do you know how hard it is to make more Tamagotchi me's in my Tamagotchi life and play a vibey ass nostalgia wank game at the same time?
I've heard you don't even have to play that game. The game plays itself.
The game basically plays itself.
I just play Tamagotchi life and then look up from
first
time
of all,
to time.
anyone who's played mixtape knows that you have to play it.
Yeah.
Because I had to make those tongues wag, baby.
Yeah.
That first kiss, I made that shit happen.
Woof.
Also, if you do it for 60 seconds, you get an achievement if you're on the Xbox. So
I have all my achievements turned off because I don't need anybody to tell me when I've done a good job. I tell myself I did a good job.
Listen, if I'm doing my first kiss, I need somebody to tell me I did a good job.
In other Xbox news, Double Fine is forming a union.
Hell yeah.
I mean, there's like 42 people that work there.
Yeah, it's small. It's a little baby company.
But, Microsoft has been the one company who has not bothered to actively block union representation. There was a kind of thing where Activision was fucking with people, and then once they fully got absorbed, Microsoft was just like, you do whatever the fuck do whatever the fuck you want, man. We don't want that bad PR. We got enough bad PR off of all the rest of this.
There's see this stack of bad PR.
Yep.
Let's not add to it.
Yep. So they basically announced that they're forming a union with the CWA, the one that everybody's using, the content, what is it, the National Broadcast Television or whatever. Anyway,
like SAG-AFTRA kind of thing.
Yeah, well, there's a specific union.
The National Labor
the National Labor Relations Board is the entity that handles it, but the CWA is like, I forget what it stands for. The Communications Workers of America.
It's that makes sense.
Broad. It's a very broad group that basically the games industry has funneled people into for union creation. Yeah. So, but yeah, I wish them well. I don't think we've actually seen any actual. I don't think we've seen the result of any of these unions yet. About the idea.
Well, we might not have, but there might have been results for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like protection going on that we're just not seeing.
I guess I think it's
important. I think they should all be unionized.
I've said it before and I'll say it again that, like, if companies act like rapacious assholes and they think that it's the Wild West and it's every man for themselves, then if me and my buddies decide that we're going to group together to fight against you who are more powerful than us, that's your fucking problem. Like, if you wanted people to not make unions, pay people better, treat them nice and shit, give them time off.
Can I throw in wrestling news real quick?
Sure.
So TKO owns WWE. TKO also owns the UFC, I believe. And they're shitty and real pay wrestlers less money, give our CEOs more money. Like, we know that some of them have gotten like a 278% boost. They actively recently have been going to their superstars and wrestlers and asking them to take some upwards of 50% pay cuts to stay in the company. And if they go, no, we're not going to do that, they go, okay, then we grant you your release. Like, those are your options. You are either going to work for the company for 50% less than what you or your contract originally stated, or they'll grant you your release from your contract. And yeah, and so this older wrestler, Kevin Nash, was like, I don't know why wrestlers aren't a part of the Screen Actors Guild. And now it's starting to get the ball rolling of people like, wait, hang on, why aren't they a part of the Screen Act? Because, like, you know, everyone thinks of them as athletes, but they are actually just like television stars. And just because it's improvised doesn't mean that it's not what the screen actors are on screen, they're acting. Like, they originally, Jesse Ventura in the like 70s, 80s was trying to start, it was the 80s, trying to start a union for wrestlers within WWE. And Hulk Hogan participated in union busting.
Okay, great.
With Vince McMahon by ratting him out before he could get organized. Very famously, when people talk about Hulk Hogan's impact on wrestling, please also keep in mind that he is the reason why there aren't any wrestling unions.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been a big thing of like, wrestling needs to be unionized. It should have been unionized a long time ago, and now because of the shitty way that TKO is reportedly like handling contract negotiations and like
that is terrible though.
Yeah, it's awful. Like and yeah, it's just I already don't participate in this company for so many reasons. John and I haven't watched since for years and years. Yeah, but we keep up with it because there's wrestlers that we like that are still in it. So like, we don't watch, but we'll like keep up with what they're up to. And then you start hearing like, oh, these superstars that are like fantastic, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, prime examples, because they just got granted their release because they were asked to make absolutely no money, and they held the company together in the 2010s. It's crazy.
That's awful. Speaking of awful, I played that Neverness to Everness game. And apparently Neverness to Everness, I didn't talk about it. It was a couple weeks back. Was the latest game where it was like, we used AI art as a placeholder and then we forgot to take it out.
I'm starting to not believe these guys.
So they had this one, and this is like this is such a ripoff of an existing movie poster of this one anime. And so they changed it. And now there's a question of like, well, wait a minute. Is that an AI art? And the problem is that like they did swap a bunch of other stuff. And a lot of the stuff they swapped is obviously not AI art. And so this, I think, might be one of those instances where people are like, looking too closely at a thing and convincing it's listening to the record backwards and thinking that you're hearing Satan, right? Like, this is a crappy advertisement for soda water, and they're like, well, the clouds aren't quite right on this side and blah blah blah. And I was like, I mean, maybe it's just a bad picture with some clip art on top of it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like maybe they just put some assets they had together and smashed it. You know what I mean? To
maybe not. No, maybe not. Because I mean, you know,
I don't know.
This stupid. I don't know how long it takes until we're all just like, I don't believe you when you say, oh, we just put this in as a placeholder and then forgot to take it out. Yeah. Like, if that's the case, then like you probably shouldn't have been using it as a placeholder in the first place.
I've been having this conversation quite often recently. One of my coworkers went to school as a game developer, and he feels ways about AI stuff. And we were having this conversation literally about utilizing AI, because he was like, I think you should just, if you're utilizing it as a placeholder for things, I don't see why that is wrong. It helps streamline things and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, does it take less time when you have to go back in and fix it because you forgot, because the AI art was good enough that you didn't realize it was bad? Remember when they used to just use like blown up fucking pictures of the developers, or like stick figure drawings, or
a red box that says replace this with clouds?
Yeah, just words that just said like replace with art, and then like if it's in there, it's like, oh, oopsie doodle, oh well, like it's there, or we patch it out later, or whatever it is. But now you have to, because it shows the shitty thing you're doing.
Yep. I mean, there's It's funny because there was a story that I cut out earlier where Sony was talking about wanting to use AI assist tools for some stuff. And the things, like one of the things they were talking about was basically like mapping facial capture data to 3D models because it's an arduous process of cleaning up, right? But if you have something that could just clean it up, you could free up whoever the person was that was going to do that to do something that's not just like drudge work, right? Or there was a thing and I was like, damn, dude, you hit me right in my areas. They're like, we were thinking about trying to use AI to make hair look better. And I'm like, of all the things in the video game industry that artists apparently just can't fucking do no matter what, hair.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why so many people have short hair or they're bald or whatever, is because a lot of times if it has to move, it doesn't look right. If it's anything other than short cropped, gelled in place or not there, it looks like dick. And I've been watching for fucking 30 years as they try to figure this out. And apparently it's too hard. There was one point where they were selling cards to put into your computer that were just for nothing but for hair. It was called Tress FX and it was stupid. Like
that's
3
hilarious.
games did it. So anyway, bad AI, good AI, bad AI, bad AI. RPCS3 is the best PlayStation 3 emulator on the market. It does 70% of PlayStation 3 games. It does them very, very well. They keep doing updates. There was a couple months back where they just it was like 15,000 fixes in one release or something. So that all these games that had like little problems now all ran fine.
Nice.
They have now come out and said, stop submitting AI code to our GitHub because people are trying to merge code into their code base and then they have to review it and they're like, this is garbage. Is fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like somebody actually even asked them, they were like, well, how do you know the code is AI? And they're like, because we're programmers and we know the difference between garbage and not garbage, and this is fucking garbage. Like this same thing has happened to another company that had a kind of an open source game engine, and they had to come out and be like, stop it, stop trying to add features that you just like ask Chat GPT to write because the code that you're submitting is trash and will fuck this thing up. Which I think that AI coding is probably the best use case that we've seen so far, and I have the sneaking suspicion that, you know, if everybody is using Claude to do their coding, you're going to end up with the fact that, it turns out that Claude doesn't know how to close this one security loophole, and now every fucking app that's ever been written on it has a security exploit that'll let people just roll into your phone and download your entire contacts list or whatever. So,
not my contacts list.
Or whatever. I don't know.
You're going to call my mom.
I'm old. We had another PlayStation 3. This is a weird story. So, Little Big Planet. Remember Little Big Planet?
I do remember Little Big Planet.
Okay. Little Big Planet servers for the PS3 and the PS Vita versions have both been shut down. They have both been shut down due to DDoS attacks that the company was like, we're not going to harden this app for a 15-year-old game against DDoS attacks. So March of this year, there was a content creator that announced this thing called LBP Online. The servers for the PS4 version of Little Big Planet were supposed to be shut down soon. And they had, it's kind of, you can download a specific file to a USB drive, and then you plug it in your PS4, PS5, and it allows you to run user-created content even if you're not connected to their servers. So it's kind of a way of doing like archival of the creations that were in Little Big Planet. So this is a whole thing. Now, this is where it gets a little sketchy, but people can look into it more if they want. This week, some people on the Reddit, I believe, for Little Big Planet were like, they were looking at some of the code. No, they had a thing where somebody was working on code, and then they showed them logging into Discord, and then they matched the Discord login timestamp to this code that was right. No. Okay.
Oh my God. What's happening?
Okay. The person that was running this, and then one of the other people that was running this project, apparently there was a Discord login that happened with the same time, with the same IP address, that was running the DDoS attacks.
Oh.
Like the person that was doing this was, they claim, the same person who basically got all these servers shut down with DDoS attacks. Now, I don't think this was fully and completely corroborated, and I was too irritated to look into it because it's a long story.
It is.
However, that entire project has been scrapped, and the Discord server has been deleted, and that person has gone completely dark online. So
interesting.
And then let's just get all the way to the end. Let's
sure. Just skip a few chapters and hop on.
Let's cap this story off with the worst cherry of all time. The reason for the DDoS attacks has generally been believed that the person doing the DDoS attacks believed that there was too much gay woke shit on Little Big Planet user creations. There were too many rainbow flags, and they were like, I don't like that, so I'm going to get that shit shut down.
Have you guys ever thought about talking to a therapist instead of just like working on your own weird fucking rage issues?
Stand up and go outside.
You ever thought about just yelling into a microphone instead?
You
ever think about starting a podcast?
You ever find like an old oil drum and then just go huck rocks at it with your buddies? Like you just fucking drinking a 40 and hucking rocks at like an old barrel and makes that dong noise when you hit it. That's pretty cool.
I spent like 30 minutes skipping rocks in mixtape.
Oh yeah,
because they had all these challenges, and I was like, I'm just gonna do that for a while.
So yeah, y'all can look into this more. I don't know if that's the whole story, but I do think that I don't know if the justification is correct. I do know that getting accused of nefarious things and then instantly deleting everything is not a good
sus as fuck.
Yeah, that's not a good look, as they say.
I swear to God, I thought you were gonna be like, I don't know, like all the details of everything, but I do know that Little Big Planet is gay as fuck.
It definitely is gay as no.
Good. I hope it's more gay.
Here's another one. My God, Slay the Spire 2 came out.
Yeah.
And it got some really good early traction.
I know about
And then there was a bit of a review bomb that happened because of some changes that they made. They kind of been working through that. They took out one of these bosses. There's a new review bomb. And the reason... apparently in the credits for the game, Anita fucking Sarkeesian is thanked. Like, and they're like,
why do you guys still care?
Are we doing Gamergate? Are we still?
It's 2026, guys.
Is this like the thing with the soldiers from Japan on the Hawaiian Islands that keep the war going? Like, I
don't even like her.
Yeah.
But like, holy shit, guys. You like fucking chill out with that.
Yep.
God damn. That shit
shit. Oh man, we're almost out of time. All right. Lightning round. Let's see how many of these we can get through.
Lightning round of disappointment.
Okay, somebody made a Steam game where you have to bash piggy banks. It's called
I swear to God, if it's just called Bash Piggy Banks, I'm gonna punch you.
It's called Bills Must Be Paid. I know it had a good title. They put out a demo for it on Steam. Somehow it went viral in the Chinese market. A Chinese company ripped all of the assets out of the demo, made the entire game, put it on Steam, and started selling it. And it's like very popular in China. Like before this company could even put it out, they basically ripped the entire game apart.
That's messed up.
And like, what are you going to do about that? So I don't know if this poor company, they're a tiny little indie company. They don't have money for lawyers.
Yeah.
This is an international fucking law case about trying to recoup assets from a Chinese game developer. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that game and maybe buy it.
Yeah.
Like just these guys a little bit.
I'm gonna bash some piggy banks.
I tell you what, here, I'm gonna reorder some of these things.
Okay.
007 First Light will run at 60 frames per second on the PS5 Pro.
Woo!
Good. You were talking about wrestling before?
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, I guess, was on a podcast where he talked about he used to have the Triforce on his boots.
All the time, yeah.
And Nintendo apparently sent a very polite cease and desist to him saying, like...
It probably wasn't that polite. Cody Rhodes is really good at being... he politics a lot. He's very good at sounding polite.
Yeah.
So... It could have been like, hey, asshole, don't put on a Triforce. And he'd be like, they were very sweet.
Yeah.
They just asked me nicely.
So let's see. The producer for that new Mortal Kombat 2 movie is apparently online.
Talking shit?
Talking the stupid shit.
Nice.
Here's the quote.
That seems well within Mortal Kombat.
Some of these reviews are cracking me up. It's clear they've never played the game and have no idea what the fans want or any of the rules / canon of Mortal Kombat. One reviewer was mad that a guy quote had a laser eye unquote. Why the fuck do we still allow people that don't have any love for the genre review these movies? Baffling. I don't like the I know that it's because of the president, but I like the idea of just putting like this one word as if it makes some kind of point. Baffling.
Yeah. Sure.
Say it is baffling. You are fucking your own language centers up. Anyway, the first thing that you should know is that this producer, he's produced. Let's do a list here. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Master of Disguise, 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see here. Jack and Jill, 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sounds like some of these people don't have love for the genre.
2006's Zoom, I don't even know what that is, 5% on Rotten Tomatoes. The True Memoirs of an International Assassin, 0%.
What the fuck?
And 2017's Naked, 0%, as well as 2005's The Fog, 4%. Audience scores for Mortal Kombat 2 are high.
Yeah.
Critic scores are above 50%.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, why do we allow
He's
them?
getting a little big for his britches.
Why do we allow people to have an opinion about things? Fuck you. I got an opinion about your life, okay? I think you're a bad person. How do you like that opinion? I don't have to. You don't have to be qualified to think a thing about a thing, fuckface.
Yeah.
Like you can watch a movie and be like, I thought the Mortal Kombat movie was stupid.
Yeah.
I could come out here and be like, I thought Hail Mary was the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
It was stupid as shit. And people were like, nope, Jeff can't talk about movies anymore because you had a bad opinion. Fuck off.
I do tell people that, though, if they have a bad opinion. I'm like, oh, cool. I don't.
We don't listen to them.
Fucking back to mixtape when the one girl's like, I don't listen to the music, and then the main character's like, I know everything I need to know about you.
I hate you forever.
That's it.
Jenny fucking Slater.
Goodspeed. Jenny fucking Goodspeed.
Let's see. We got Capcom has been teasing there's going to be a new mode for Resident Evil. They put it out this week. It's called Leon Must Die. And it's a roguelike mode. It's kind of like Mercenaries, but it's only got Leon in it. So it's basically just, there's like a time limit. You get bonuses from killing guys. It's got a little bit more of an arcadey kind of feel to it. Yeah, it's a free update.
Yeah.
They do recommend, though, that you don't play it until you beat the game because apparently they're throwing stuff in there from the entire game, so you could be ruining
using every asset available to us.
Capcom also had an earnings call where they came out, and this is kind of nuts. 93% of their sales are digital.
That makes sense.
That number has gone up and up and up. I think it was like 90% last year.
How can anything possibly be physical? Nobody goes to stores anymore.
It's true, but the big thing is that they've made a push for PC. 55. This is a previous story, but it's worth repeating. 54% of their sales are on Steam, which is like Steam is really edging into what used to just be like console territory.
Yeah,
and a lot of it is because there are cheaper games there, and people can buy fucking Peak.
Yeah.
Like you can't play Peak anywhere but on Steam. So
yes.
Let's see. Silent Hill news. Silent Hill 2 remake and Silent Hill F sold really well. Silent Hill 2 remake topped 6 million, and Silent Hill F topped 2 million sales, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but for a genre taking a stab at a thing, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a great.
We loved it.
Yep.
If you want to watch us play through it and in its entirety.
Yep. Oh shit, I should have done this one first. Capcom has basically said that they are eyeing a bunch of other franchises. They've been basically putting a lot of love into Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and I forget what the third one is. Street Fighter. And they're basically like, well, we have a lot of brands and we would like to bring some of those back in, put a lot of time and effort into them, because they found that if they cultivated Resident Evil, kept making good games, and they didn't just slapdash it out, the Resident Evil is like going strong, selling well, everybody fucking loves it.
Would have Yes.
Hey.
If only there was somebody out there who could like maybe look and see what people are into and also encourage them to put more effort into their video games a little bit.
So they came out with a list of games that they want to basically work on. Mega Man, Devil May Cry,
Sick.
Dead Rising, Onimusha, Ace Attorney, Dragon's Dogma, and Okami. Now, it should be noted, Mega Man, Onimusha, and Okami all have announced games that are coming out, so those are already in the works.
Nice.
I am very excited. I would really like to see, after the shit show that it became, Dead Rising come back in a fun way, because Dead Rising 3, to me, still remains an underappreciated classic that I fucking love. And I need them to do the here's how we think Americans are thing, because I love it.
I bet it'll be a lot weirder now.
And last but not least, I'm sorry, this one's a little bit of a down note, but I reconfigured everything. Okay. Stop Killing Games is a movement to basically be like, people, like, you can't just turn off servers and make a game that I paid money for non-functional anymore. You have to either put out a version that... or there is a California law that is currently in talks about saying, like, you have to either put out a version that I can play without being connected to the internet or your servers, or you got to give me my money back. You can't just fucking like get rid of the thing and then keep my money like that. So this is something that's being suggested.
Shouldn't that be like a timed thing?
What's that?
Well, I just mean, like, do you expect the service to be functioning in perpetuity and not, 10 years from now, we can shut them off because 6 of you are playing it now?
Yep. I mean, well, that's the argument, right?
Yeah.
Is that if you do want to turn the servers off, you should have to do the work to make it so that this game is now like just trash. Like, it just doesn't do anything anymore. You can't load it up. You can't start it. You can't play it. You can't, not that even that you can't play it with friends, but that you just can't play it at all.
Yeah.
So that's the way it's currently been worded. California State Assemblyman Chris Ward put it up for a vote or the discussion. The Entertainment Software Association of America has come out against this bill. I don't really like the ESA all that much, but like, I'm so tired of this language, and I don't want to get us too far off on another limb. Quote, many games depend on evolving technology, licensed content, and online systems that change over time. Assembly Bill 1921 could force developers to spend limited time and resources keeping old systems running instead of creating new games, features, and technology. In the end, this policy doesn't reflect how games actually work today. This bill sets strict rules that could ultimately mean fewer new and innovative experiences for players. Boo hoo wah wah wah. If you make a game that's got to be online only, it's not that big of a deal to be like, you have to consider what's going to happen at the end. You can't just make this and then be like, and then we'll just figure it out later. You got to have a plan moving forward, and if you don't have a fucking plan, then you can either give it, I think there should be a third one in there where you can either give me my money back, put out a patch, or release the source code, and you can let the community do whatever they want to. But you can't just make my car into a brick because you turn the servers off, right? You can't just make Grid unplayable from the title screen just because no one is playing it. Like, you don't, I'm sorry, you just don't have that right, like, to do that. I should be able to play any game that I bought anytime that I want in perpetuity. The end. And if you can't handle that, you shouldn't fucking do it. So you shouldn't make games.
I feel like they're going to put like a term of service for those kinds of games, and then it'll just be like, and we held a right to... I
think it already has that. But there's just been enough of a push to be like, even if you've agreed to that, that's not... Like, I could write a contract that says you can murder me. It doesn't make murder legal. So, I don't know. But, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go take a break. We're only a little bit over time, but we got a bunch of trailers left to go, so stick around, and we'll be back in just a minute. And we're back! And it's time for trailers.
Yes. We definitely didn't have like a secret podcast in between those two parts. That didn't happen.
Yeah, we didn't talk about science fiction books for fucking 45 minutes. Anyway, the snake has eaten itself The world has turned inside out.
Did you just wake up some sleeper cells or something? What the fuck kind of phrases?
All right. This week I saw this trailer. Fortnite. Act 3 cinematic trailer where the guys are here and the Fortnite guys are there and they're getting shot at and other things are going to happen and then they all get healed and fucking Mercy and Diva and Tracer and Genji pop up because there is now a Fortnite Overwatch collaboration. Overwatch, of course, has been trying to be Fortnite by shoving in Transformers and Cowboy Bebop and all kinds of dumb license shit. But now, Fortnite is also Overwatch.
You got your chocolate on my peanut butter.
I'm like, oh, it really is everything, huh? Like, there's no next thing. It's going to be Call of Duty. It's going to be
someday we will all be absorbed by Fortnite.
Someday there'll be a Jeff skin for you in Fortnite on this infinite timeline. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how many of them they're going to be able to shove in because, like, you can't put Reinhardt or Junk Roadhog. Like, you can't put the big guys in because they have to have the right silhouette. But so many of the new people have had the kind of medium silhouette.
Do you think that was intentional? Is that your?
Oh no, I think that they've done that because it. Yes, because it's more of a Call of Duty and less Overwatch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw this and I was just like, what?
Yeah, that's a bit shocking, I'll be honest.
It's a bit much. But hey, that's out right now. So
I don't even know what games you kids are playing anymore. All of them all at once?
Well, one of the ones that they're playing right now is Marvel Rivals. They just had the official.
Is Marvel Rivals Fortnite?
No, Marvel Rivals is horny.
It really is.
It's really, really horny. So they had the new season. They had a little teaser that came out. The Sins of Alchemax. I don't know if you know. This will make Michael very happy.
Yeah.
Alchemax is the big corporation in Spider-Man 2099 that Spider-Man works for.
Okay.
They had a trailer. It was all about Cyclops. I looked it up. There is an X-Men 2099 with a Cyclops, but he doesn't look like this guy.
Yeah.
Fighting a bunch of guys, and then at the end there's a little girl and she's about to be hit by a thing, and so he saves her, but I don't know why somehow he goes crazy and he breaks his visor. And they capture him, at which point the troopers or whatever grab him, and there's a little a little alert goes off, and we switch over to
Devil Dinosaur. Now the little girl was Moon Girl.
Wake it up, and then we got the actual release of Devil Dinosaur, a character so big that apparently they can't fit in two parts of the map because they're actually
he's a big boy,
huge.
Yeah, I love Devil Dinosaur.
I thought that you would like this one.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I am a Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur person and not a Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur person.
Okay.
Jack Kirby created character.
Okay.
And then they brought it back and it's like modern because it was like literally a primate child.
Okay.
Caveman and a dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
With barely any words and if any.
Yeah.
More descriptions on the side kind of deal. Beautiful artwork. I loved it. But yeah, he's much cuter and with like a cute little girl now.
What do you think about this rendition of the character?
He's real cutesy.
Yeah.
He's super cutesy.
He's got big old anime eyes.
Yeah. I haven't read the modern stuff, so I don't know if he is like that in the comics, but he was straight up just a red T-Rex in the
Yeah. The only time I remember was, I think he was the bad guy in Next Wave Agents of Hate.
That's amazing.
He was the mastermind behind all the bullshit that the Agents of Hate had to deal with. So I love that comic so much. I bring it up all the fucking time.
You could see Moon Girl in the background of that image.
Yep. I don't know if she'll be an actual playable character, but she's in there somewhere. I don't know how this ties into the 2099 thing, but
it might be future.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I also could be wrong about the Cyclops because he definitely isn't regular Cyclops. He's way too emo to be
fucking Cyclops.
Blue and yellow Cyclops.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm always a big fan of just like big old T-Rexes tearing stuff up.
Yeah. We got the launch trailer for Lego Batman.
Yeah. I heard it got leaked early.
It did. There's some jokes that were made earlier this week that might make more sense if you watch this. They have a really orchestral version of Kiss from a Rose as the background music. I hate that song so fucking much.
Yeah, it's awful, but that's really funny. It makes sense for Batman.
I wanted them to do Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. They show, the origins of a bunch of the different Batmans, a bunch of the different Robins and Commissioner Gordons and Alfreds and stuff, because it's a big crossover between all the different Batmans basically doing different stuff. So you've got a Heath Ledger Joker, as well as a Jack Nicholson Joker, as well as the people from the Schumacher movies.
Hell yeah.
I think this looks great. I just don't like Lego games.
Yeah. I'm also not super attached to Batman, so I appreciate it as a thing, but I'm also whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. It does seem like
I don't see nipples on any of those bat costumes.
Well, I'm not sure.
Where's the butt shot? Where's the Joel Schumacher
I'd be willing to
butt shot?
I'd be willing to bet that it's in there. I'd be willing to bet that it's in there somewhere.
It's the car.
It's
Chicks
also
dig the car.
It's also weird because they show the Bane parts.
Yeah.
And Bane is being voiced by Matt Berry.
Oh my God. Perfect.
And so he's like, I must break you. And I'm like, all I can hear is fucking.
That's so funny.
What's his Laszlo from fucking What We Do in the Shadows. I want to say Bats. But it looks like a really nice version. It's nice to see them doing something that doesn't just seem like a ripoff. They have the little Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman part. As well as a few different folks. So yeah, that's going to be out next week. They have a part with the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze where he's like, Gotham is your reckoning, and somebody's like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, they got a lot of stuff.
Yay.
Got a lot of stuff. They also had some deluxe version launch costumes.
I see Batman Beyond.
Yep. Oh, no, not $29.99.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, hang on a minute.
They also have a bunch of stuff from Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, of course.
Specifically.
What are you going to do?
And some, I think, a few different challenge modes as well as early access if you didn't already download the game. So, yeah.
Fun.
Go grab all that stuff.
Go get it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe slightly more relevant to your interests. We got some more information about the Phasmophobia Alan Wake 2 crossover.
Yeah.
It looks an awful lot. I kept forgetting that Phasmophobia is trying to, or at least as I know it, Phasmophobia, the point of it is always trying to identify which ghost it is.
What the entity is.
Because obviously there's a whole bunch of supernatural shit happening. It's like fucking glowing symbols on the walls and all this shit from Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
But the question of having to figure out who it is.
This would be a fun way to do a control game, to have a field operative that Phasmophobia is.
Oh yeah.
But instead of just ghosts or wraith or different name for a ghost, it'd be what kind of entity is it? What kind of anomaly is it?
Maybe that's the game that we make.
Hire me.
Some kind of Phasmophobia meets SCP, but it's also an anomaly spotter game, and we could just fuse together all of our favorite interests into one thing.
The RageSelect game,
and make it a friend slot game while you're at it.
Absolutely.
You got to play it multiplayer. So I don't know. This looks pretty good. They got the little lamp, the little.
The light switch light.
The light switch light, yeah. It looks like you get to interact
I want
with
that
the environment.
tattooed on me somewhere.
It looks pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the end, they show kind of one of the deer man
the
characters.
cultist guys?
Yeah, coming at you, so.
Fuck yeah.
Yep, that's out right now. We also got the extended gameplay trailer for the Sinking City 2.
Oh, didn't play the first one, TBH.
Yes, you played it with me.
Well, you played it, and
that's true.
I blacked out. I don't remember the games we played.
That was the one that had the fish man and the monkey man. And
I do remember that. Never mind. I take it back. I do recall.
So I read a preview of this, and it's really interesting because it looks like they're trying to make this a lot more accessible. Like the huge open world investigation part is kind of not there anymore. It's actually just a level-based survival horror game that has like an internal mind palace that you can work on to get upgrade points, but that you're not having to like go between different places to get different like clues and then put them together. The whole like Sherlock Holmes Nacon thing.
Mean, isn't the whole like detective-y thing very what's his name that wrote it? Lovecraft? Didn't he love that sort of
I'm trying
mystery
to think.
thing? Or is that just because everyone always puts it in the same timeline as like noir films?
I mean, like there's some of them that have investigations. Some of them more like I think there's a subset of Lovecraft that is just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here. Like less than like I am a private investigator, and more just like I went to the college and something weird was happening.
Yeah.
Or like
I always felt like they read like reading somebody's journal.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, and this is what I saw, and I freaked the fuck out.
I don't remember all of the stories, but I think Color Out of Space is specifically like an insurance investigator investigating what happened at the farm where the meteorite landed, and then, like somebody tells them the story. But I also think this looks really good.
Yeah.
It's also got kind of a conceit where it's about the main character and like his wife has been kind of incapacitated by the. Like he actually.
Why is he dressed like Indiana Jones?
I don't know. There's a point at the end where he's like, looks like he's about to propose to her, and he's like, "Mary, will you help me uncover the unknown depths of madness?" And so
I've always dreamed of this day.
So I don't know. I really like that first game, but I don't like that Frogwares Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Look at everything, put the thing together, and I did like the action that we got in the first one. So if it's a more streamlined thing. That's 100%. Yeah. I'm 100% down for that. Creepy fucking New England flooded town, bunch of weird wormy dudes and aquatic garbage and spider people and nutty bananas. Like
it did get a little crazy.
The trailer is interesting. There's a lot of good iconography in it.
The face he keeps like I don't know if it's his wife's face or somebody's face, but he's like carrying it around like a mask almost. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It reminds me. Did you ever watch Return to Oz?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the queen face. That like a witch that had the different heads. Yep. Yeah.
Also, appears to be, I mean, part of the voice over this trailer is that there's like these worms that are infesting people, but then at some point he does meet somebody who's like infested, but they're still human. But then there's like just the straight up fucking fish people from Shadow over Innsmouth.
Ooh, I don't like it's a face hugger, but it has people arms. That something about that makes it
and the big vagina mouth.
Yeah, we don't talk about the vagina mouth. I watch Teeth. I know how this goes.
I've never seen
Vagina
that movie.
dentata.
I've never seen that movie. But
oh my God, we need to watch it, Jeff.
But see, here's the thing. I got this great story where it was like there was one time where I was at Casino El Camino and I was getting a beer and I looked up and I was like, what fucking movie is this? And it was the fucking very end of that movie. And I was like,
that is.
Oh, because it was like, is this like it's like a romance movie? Oh, that guy doesn't seem like he's having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what is going on? He's standing up. What the? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One cheeseburger, please.
Yeah. Ooh. And then the servers were real mean to you.
Yep.
Because that's what they do there.
We also got the launch trailer for Call of the Elder Gods, if you're into a much more easygoing Lovecraftian experience.
Yeah. Why would you want it?
I don't know. Call of the Sea.
Like a palatable, enjoyable Lovecraftian experience.
Yeah, there was a game called Call of the Sea. Michael and I played it, where it's like kind of a first-person puzzle adventure. You played as a wife that was going to this kind of jungle island where her husband went missing, and there was a lot of like elder god stuff. And then in this one, the wife has disappeared, and you're playing as like both the husband and then one of the students that goes to the college where he is, trying to kind of figure out the mysteries of the craziness.
Interesting.
But it seems like a cool one. It's a big old puzzle game.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of puzzles.
A lot of puzzle boxes.
This is one of those, did you want to open a door in Resident Evil?
Yep.
Well.
Yep. You got to figure out where.
You got to hope you know the Egyptian gods in what order they would stand.
Yep.
From left to right.
But it is interesting. It was interesting what we played of it, and this one is also another one that's on Game Pass. So if you want, you can check it out. I do like the fact that there's kind of a lot in this trailer that we're not getting, but then at the very end, the first person perspective has like lobster hands. So
Lobster Johnson, baby.
Yep. I put this one in specifically for
me.
For transition's sake. It's called Masterworks of Horror Lovecraft's Gambit. This is a weird game. It is a card game where you match up authors against each other using their works as cards. Ooh. So the example that they show is Edgar Allan Poe versus H.P. Lovecraft, and they're playing like the Cask of Amontillado.
This is my heated rivalry.
And the Color Out of Space as like their Hearthstone cards.
So interesting. I'm kind of into the general idea of this.
Yeah, it's very cheap looking, but
yeah, it is.
And I couldn't see.
I want to know what other authors they have.
Yeah, it is interesting. I tried to find that out, but then I couldn't really tell. But they have like looks like that's Poe actually, not Shakespeare. So yeah, I don't know. Like there's fucking Frankenstein or something up there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't tell. I think Mary Shelley might be in here somewhere.
Probably.
With the Frankenstein. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's weird because this was also from this. They had this USC Games Expo. And there's this USC Games publisher, and I've never fucking heard of them before, but there are 3 different trailers in this lineup that are from this fest. So, but yeah. That is Masterworks of Horror. It is out, or the prologue, I think, is like a demo that's out right now. So
interesting.
We also got the reveal trailer for Dracula, the Disciple.
Dracula,
which is a first person, again, kind of a puzzly game where you play as Dracula, concocting the methods that turn you to be a vampire. So it's kind of this.
You bite.
No.
I figured it out, Jeff.
it's like
I solved the problem.
He's the progenitor of all vampires, and it's like mixing the arcane and forbidden science and doing these things to try to live forever. And it's a very kind of like spooky cinematic trailer. A lot of purple lights in these trailers.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
the universal symbol of like
spooky. Yeah.
I don't know. This one seems kind of interesting. I need to see more of it, but I was interested in it because I saw the publishers at the end, and it's like published by Nacon, who just filed for insolvency, developed by Cyanide Studios, who just put out that Styx game that didn't sell very well. Huh. And I'm like, I don't know if this one's going to make it, you guys, but it's obviously been in development for a little while. Also, they got a real hunky Dracula.
I know. I'm like super distracted. The more that freaky hand just looks incorrect and not.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about it.
Yeah. It doesn't look. It looks out of place. It looks like just a big rubber hand.
Yeah. It looks like he's wearing a Spirit Halloween glove to me.
Let's see. Another of these USC games, we got a trailer for The Unrealator, which is a great name, I think.
That is fantastic.
This is a co-op game where you play as a couple that is shown a house, but then they can't leave, and then it turns into like
spooky?
A puzzle.
So an escape room?
Sort of. Like part of this is it's like a co-op where they're
you have
matching.
To like align what's on your frame versus what's on the other person's frame.
And then there's like Escher stuff, so it's playing with like perspective and kind of a split screen where you're trying to use the split screen to do stuff. The thing is that the actual gameplay looks cheap as shit.
Yeah.
Which is what I said about the last USC game. But it's an interesting idea.
This feels like this and the other one, and I don't know if the third one will feel this way, but these feel like almost like Amnesia Fortnite. Like we threw it together in a 24-hour game jam kind of thing. Like the concept is really fun, but like the look of it looks like
it needs a lot more
like
work.
They put it together really quick and just decided to publish it instead of like putting more work into it to make it nicer to look at. These look real. Like the concept is really cool. I appreciate it. It reminds me a little of Split Fiction, but
But then the execution is
like a little rough.
Like rough enough that I don't know that I would play it.
Yeah, it's making me wonder, like, is USC Games like literally the college campus?
Oh, maybe that's the I didn't watch the entire showcase because I was like, what the fuck is USC Games? USC Games program, top rank undergraduate and graduate degrees from game design. Yeah, I think that it is the actual USC.
Like, and it's maybe just a game jam they did, and
probably they did a spotlight of the things that they're that their students were doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's probably it, which would explain why they're real rough around the edges.
Yeah,
but
because it's just a couple of students throwing something together.
But then they put them on Steam. You actually go get them.
Which they should, because if there's like a really good one, and they already established and they had the backing of their school to help them out. And,
maybe.
You know what I mean?
Or maybe they'll get pirated by Chinese game companies and just take the entire thing.
That is fair.
Let's see. We got a release date for a game called Hollow Body. This one is just weirdness. It seems like kind of a survival horror, but not like an action survival horror game. It's got some like futuristic Blade Runner vibes, but then a lot of the actual gameplay is like this real kind of desaturated, like crumbly ruins streets with like retro tech. Yeah, and I guess there is some action to it. I kind of forgot a little bit about this, but I don't know. This one is another one where it's like, it looks like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell because it could also just be total garbage.
Yeah, it looks like an older game than it is.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like PlayStation.
Like a throwback PS2, late PS1, early PS2 game.
Yeah, it's one of those. It looks like one of those games that like the people that played it back in the day would be like, "This is literally nobody remembers it, but I swear to God, it's like the best horror game that came out."
Yeah, so I don't know. It definitely looks like it's got action. It's got survival horror. It's got weirdness to it.
Yeah,
it looks like it's
just enough to keep you like watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. June 4th is when it's coming out. So, yeah. Directive 8020 came out last week, so we got a launch trailer, which confirmed a suspicion that I had, that much like a lot of Supermassive's horror games, Tessa and I didn't even get to the fucking, like there was a prologue, and then there was an opening, and we didn't even get to the point where the game really starts to get going. Because apparently they crash land on this planet because of an alien kind of the thing infestation, and Directive 8020 is a directive that says that if you encounter a hostile species, it cannot be allowed to get back to Earth. So yeah, this game has some like sneakiness and some kind of mild combat, but it's got really interesting iconography with the kind of Solaris meets the Thing, the duplicates like coming after you. Who do you trust? Which I think kind of plays into the whole Dark Pictures, what choices do you want to make kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a good combination. I think.
I don't know how I feel about them putting the stealth stuff in, because it feels like it could just end up padding out the length of the game, having to slowly sneak around instead of just getting to the fucking meat of the matter. But it is very gory, and it's got some interesting iconography, and I'm also pretty sure that it's not, I don't think it's full price. I can't entirely remember. Also, it's got an interesting little thing where if you fuck up your decisions on the default difficulty, you can just go right back to them and see what happens. But seemed interesting. There was some. Cool. I really like this iconography that I wanted you to see at the end, where there's like the not that guy, not the big lump of people, but that where there's like there's a guy that is like the captain, and he's like choking somebody, and then he opens his mouth and like
hands come out.
Two hands come out of the mouth.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. To me is more body horror. Like, people think of body horror and it's always just like, and then your body goops up, goops the fuck up, and it's like, no, that
limbs
shit
where there shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think it was like The Grudge, where the girl's taking a shower and like a hand just starts coming out of the back of her head, and it's just like, that's fucked, dude.
Yep.
That shit gets me every time. Not in a like, if it happens to me kind of thing, but in a like visually, it's just way more. It has a way better impact.
Yeah. Let's see if you like your scares more aquatic. As mentioned before, Subnautica 2 went into early access.
Yeah.
I ended up loading this up to see, so I'm going to do videos on it at some point, how it runs, and it runs really well. It seems like it's got a lot more like in-your-face directed storylines than the previous one.
Yeah.
It also has the full-on multiplayer, so you can play it with up to 4 different people. A lot of it is very similar to old Subnautica, but with a big visual upgrade to the way that all of the fish...
Yeah, they're looking clean.
Yep. And some interesting, weird... It seems like there's a lot of new underwater monster guys to attack and
look
fuck
like
around
a
with.
ocean vagina.
Yeah, that thing's an interesting thing. It's like a big flowery doohickey that opens up.
Vagina.
Flower, I said. Flower.
Flower vagine.
I think this one, there was also a story that we didn't get to that it's like this thing sold a million copies in the first 24 hours it's been out. So I think they're very much well on their way to getting that bonus. Plus, I don't even know if Xbox...
sounds like somebody's plan really worked out. Guys?
Well, also, they kept saying, well, this game isn't ready to come out. Like, it's too rough. Too rough. We don't want to put it out. It would tarnish the... I mean, like, let's be clear. They did have, like, an additional 6 to 8 months to work on it. So I don't know. Maybe it looked even worse. But this company did the first game in early access. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it looks really good. And I think if you're into... Subnautica's got a real... interesting vibe to it because of the way that it takes like so much of the game for you to get any amount of like air tanks.
Yeah.
Where you start this game of just like, well, how long can I hold my breath?
Yeah. I started it, the first one, and I was just like, this is too much. It's taking too long for me to be able to do anything.
Yeah. You kind of got to know. I think I fell off the first one for that same reason, and I stuck with it. And it's like, you do have to kind of get going. But then by the time you get to the end of Subnautica 1, you have like an entire fucking submarine you could take around. You can put all your suits and shit in.
I think they really want you or expect you to like vibe out for the first like chunk of that game. And I just, after a while, was just like, more water, huh? Here we go.
Yeah.
Guess we're swimming today.
This new one is the new one is also, I'll say, as somebody who played the first one, it really kickstarts you into the technology tree faster. Like it gives you the ability to make powered items and batteries and stuff way quicker. It also, one of the conceits of the world is that there's a bunch of ruins around, and there was some of that in the previous game.
Yeah.
But that also, there's been some criticism about the game being way too much like, here is a checkpoint for the thing you should go to, as opposed to what you were talking about, which is just like, fucking
just vibe out, man.
See what's in that
ramble
cave.
around a little.
Here's the thing.
Don't you want to splish splash? And then it's like, I'm getting eaten by a shark.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe this one will work better for you.
Maybe.
Let's see. I'm going to cut a few of these here. Actually, that one's pretty cool. Dead Zone Rogue 2 is a sequel to a first-person shooter where you are fighting with a bunch of robots. It is a roguelike. I was actually just really struck the other day at like how well the roguelike genre has come along. I was playing Saros.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's interesting, even though Saros doesn't procedurally generate stuff, but it does randomize things to the point where it does feel different enough to be interesting. But
I like a good roguelike.
Yeah. And it's got a lot of robots to shoot in it, which I appreciate.
I like shooting robots. Maybe
soon.
I'll like Dead Zone Rogue 2.
They also had, well, if you do like robots, Nitro Gen Omega came out last week, which is a real love letter to big-ass anime robots. You play as a bunch of kids that built their own robots and are fighting these giant, like, monster mechs that are out in the world.
Those kids have huge foreheads.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay?
Apparently it's like a turn-based kind of action game where you lock in what you're going to do in a timeline, and then it kind of generates a little cutscene of what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really need to download it and try it out to make sure that it's not going to end up being a bore.
Yeah.
But it looks interesting. It's got that kind of cel-shaded retro anime look to it.
Yeah.
It's also just about a bunch of teenagers with robots that want to save the world, which is, in my wheelhouse.
Just what I grew up on.
Yep. Let's see. We also got a launch trailer for this game called Blue. which is what is it? It's like it's an acronym for build something evolve. This is a space combat game where you're using like really kind of semi-realistic space parts, as opposed to cool looking space parts. So
Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, your shit all looks like Kerbal Space Program or like an actual thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this was the last of the USC games.
Oh, really? This is a better looking one. But that also might be because they just purchased the assets of actual.
This one is interesting, though, because it's literally got a rock song behind it that is singing about this game that literally has the acronym built into the song.
That's funny.
It looks a little janky as like a third-person space combat game.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. At first I thought it was going to be like, oh, this is going to be an ultra-realistic space simulator.
And then no.
Build, launch, upgrade, evolve. That's the blue. But it looks like it's a little bit more arcadey, which makes me more interested because actual space combat.
This is, of the three, probably the best-looking one.
Yeah. And that one's out. It's out right now on Steam. So
support your college students.
Too many fucking games. I got time for all this bullshit.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Let's see. Roadside Research is getting a new update.
Yeah.
It's the one with the aliens with the piece of paper over their head.
Yeah.
There's a new thing where there's just a straight up alien spaceship that is basically hooked into the top of the gas station that they're running.
That's amazing.
There's also some new snacks and new ways to study the humans and some hooks that you can use to hang your stuff on. This game, it was interesting because I think the last update they had was all automation so that you can basically play the game one player.
Yeah.
Like it was self-serve, self-pumps, and self-checkout so that you could just do the actual alien stuff and instead of having to spend all your time helping customers if you were not playing multiplayer, which I appreciate because I had to make Tessa run the cash register when we played this multiplayer because
I'm having a great time doing my part-time cashier job.
Well, I had to keep pumping gas because they just kept coming in. They wanted more gas. So I don't know. This one is interesting because I don't know if it's going to make it. I think it might be. When it
comes to the friend slop games that I've seen, this one got minimal interest from like the Twitch streamers that I see. The YouTubers that I watch, like when it first came out, it was like, haha, fun concept, let's do it. And then I haven't really seen anybody invest time into it. Like
I don't know how fun it is to actually play.
Yeah.
So we also found there's another friend slap game called Panic Delivery. This is a comedy launch trailer with a guy who's talking about how he doesn't want to make a trailer. He wants to be the developer, but his boss keeps making him do it. Anyway, this appears to be a very kind of like wacky one where there's like monsters and weirdness and you're trying to deliver packages.
And,
yeah. I think this one might not make it as well just because at the end of the month, Crash Out Crew, I think, is coming out.
Which one's Crash Out Crew?
Crash Out Crew is the next game from Aggro Crab, the Peak developers. And what it is everybody's running these little forklifts. They're these little Muppet heads on forklifts.
Oh.
And they have to like pick up boxes and put them places.
I don't think either one of them is forklift certified.
This one seems like it's shoving people close together, and it also has a lot of potential for knocking things over and hitting stuff. And the lights go off at certain points and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, this looks like silly fun.
I think, you know what I think it is? I think that when I watch this, they do a better job. Peak does a better job with their trailers than any other of the friend slop games at making it look really funny and fun to play.
Yeah.
This, I think, does the same thing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Who can say? But there's boxes full of bees in this game, and I appreciate that. So. Amanda.
Yes.
Do you remember a game called The Boba Shop? We played as a lady that ran a boba shop.
And it was kind of scary.
It was a spooky one.
Yeah. I do.
The same developer is making a new one called the Hamburger Shop, where you're you know that.
Oh, good.
The dish with the rice, and then you put a hamburger patty and like an egg on top.
Yeah.
It's that. It looks like they're definitely adding more to it. The thing that a lot of people have made fun of, I don't know if you caught it, is that there's a little grinder for the meat, and they just put the entire thing with the plastic and everything in there.
Nice.
And then just a burger patty comes out the other side.
Is that not how you do it?
It appears to be very similar. You get spooky weirdos coming in.
Yeah.
There's one where a guy says, "Can you use the meat that I brought?" And he gives you an arm, and apparently you oblige.
I mean, why not? You know, you pay enough money.
It looks just as janky and small as the last one, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm into it.
So
we definitely got jump scared. I believe that's one of the ones that got jump scared so hard I smashed my teeth into the microphone.
Oh, there you go. It looks like I actually didn't notice this.
I do remember because it was the first night and you have to close up the shop. And there's you would you go to the front door to lock it. And somebody like runs into the door right away.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, and then hitting my face into the microphone.
So this is interesting though, because I think this is the same developer. And I need to look this up because the publisher is Serafini Productions, and they are the ones who make the Broken Lore games. Broken Lore Don't Watch, Broken Lore Unfollow, Broken Lore Ascend, which
weren't those like hit or miss, right?
Wildly different in quality. Yeah. So I'm curious, was the first one? No, he self-published the first one, and then it looks like Serafini gave him the money to basically try to redo the same concept.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I'll allow it.
Let's see here. Oh, we're almost out of time. Let's see. No. Super Adventure Hand is a game where you play as like a big hand, like the thing from Addams Family hand, doing like platforming challenges and stuff. From what I can tell from this trailer, it appears that you used to be a whole arm, and then the feet got angry at you and they fucking kicked the arm off of you, and you're trying to get your arm back from the evil feet.
Sure.
I don't know. It's not like it looks interesting.
I don't like the feet running at you.
You don't like the little snaky.
It's already weird because of the way the hand is very spidery.
Yeah.
But I don't like the feet also being spidery.
Yeah.
That's making me uncomfortable.
There's a lot of points too where these fingers go in some weird directions.
Yeah, I don't. I'm having a bad time.
But that's out right now. Super Adventure Hand.
Evil feet.
Let's see. Captain Tsubasa, 2 World Fighters, got a story show that is 5 minutes and 45 seconds long.
God damn, hell of a story.
I have never watched this, even though I like soccer animes. This is the arc where they go from being the best in Japan to trying to be the best in the world. And so they're fighting a bunch of they've got all the different soccer worlds. So this trailer is like 5 minutes and 45 seconds of people from different countries doing Shaolin soccer style super anime moves at each other with a soccer ball.
How old is the anime? This art style looks like 90s to me, or like 80s.
It was the first version, I think, was early 2000s, but then they kind of rebooted it, like I think in 2011 or something.
Okay,
and so I don't know. Each season is like 35 episodes. God, it's like one season of 35 episodes instead of 3 seasons of 12 or something like that. It's real weird. But yeah, I like the first one of these because soccer is actually an easy game, so you don't have to worry about playing a mediocre anime game. It's coming out fucking there we go.
August 28th?
August 28th. Let's see.
That's right before my birthday.
This was so weird. There was a shut up, get out of here. There was a 4-minute trailer for this Edge of Memories game, which is a very kind of just like, it's an anime game, and you're running around. There's a lady, and she got this darkness in her, and she can turn into a monster.
Yeah.
Semi-real-time combat, blah, 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 blah. This is actually like a sequel to a game that you and I played for Patreon called, let's see here. It was called Edge of Eternity, and it looked wildly different. It was much more realistic. It was like a bunch of like military anime guys doing some turn-based combat stuff.
Yeah.
And now this new one is like super bright and cell shaded and completely different.
Very cartoony compared to what the other. It's
also real-time combat. The other one was like a turn-based thing. So I guess maybe the last one just really didn't sell very well, and they decided to go in a completely different direction. But then why even hook it to the
original,
to the first one? But then I don't know if we know, because we were still in the gritty prologue. We never got to the open world.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Maybe it was a lot brighter and more interesting. But
fuck, those games did take a long time to get through.
Every fucking JRPG, every RPG takes a long time. Anyway, no release date on that. Also a Nacon game wish list now. And then last but not least, right before we started recording, the Talos Principle 3 was revealed.
Ooh.
So the Talos Principle is all about a bunch of robots deciding whether they believe in God or people or stuff by doing laser puzzles. It's supposed to be very, very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
It is published by Devolver Digital. It is developed by Crow Team, who make the Serious Sam games, but it's all very heady and high-minded.
I'm into it.
All of them have been very well reviewed. So this was just straight up announced. But all right, quick like a bunny. Let's finish it up. PlayStation Plus games for May have been announced. Star Wars Outlaws, which should go along with the Mandalorian movie.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead Redemption 2, Bramble the Mountain King, The Thaumaturge, Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, Broken Sword, and Enturia, The Last Song, as well as Time Crisis throwback from PS1.
Nice.
So, we also got confirmation that if you have a Discord Nitro account, you are getting free Game Pass, but a very, very, very light version of it. This was now kind of hinted at last week, where you get the Game Pass Starter Edition that gets you access to like 50 games, 50 plus classic games, none of the new stuff, but a bunch of the back catalog. And if you're already paying for Discord Nitro, you get it for free.
Why not have it?
A little while back, Sega announced a quote-unquote super game. It was supposed to be some kind of online live service game that blended together a whole bunch of their different IPs.
Okay.
There was never very much information about it.
Fortnite with Sega game characters?
I don't know, but whatever it is, it's been canceled.
It's dead. It doesn't matter now. It's a corpse.
This was part of their earnings call. They were like, no. No.
Super game is dead. What do you mean? What do you mean? Hang on. I have questions.
Let's see. But if you do need a bunch of old throwback super games, this website, let's see, the Web Design Museum has uploaded and converted 40 old Cartoon Network Flash games.
Oh, wow.
From, back in the day when they used to put up a Flash game whenever you had a show.
Fuck, I love Flash games.
So, yeah, if you want to, you can go into a browser. You don't have to download anything. You just go right to the website and play them. So, boom.
Just like back in the day.
Let's see. Liza P, the studio for Liza P, has announced that the sequel for that game has entered the full production phase. So they're working,
huzzah,
getting it out, which is good. Unfortunately, bad news. PVKK, which is the abbreviation for this word right here.
Can't even. That's too many.
Planeten Kano and Commandant has been delayed to 2027.
100%. You just invited some sort of demon into your house. 100%.
Amanda, I think you would really, really like this game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a game that was announced a little while back, where you play as the person operating a gigantic gun, like a huge gun. You are shooting down alien invaders from like miles and miles away, using like cranks and old computers and stuff. And so you're trying to shoot down these things, and then you get like little cups of tea and stuff. But then there's also some kind of weirdness where you can like unscrew panels and find like notes where they're like, oh, you're not the first one, and stuff like that. So there's kind of an undertone of menace in addition to the day-to-day stuff.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this vibe.
Which is interesting because, you're not allowed to leave the little room where you're doing the
little murder gun tower. Yeah.
Which is cool. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, this looks fun.
Take as much time as you need. 2027, if that's what it takes.
I can wait.
Speaking of friend swap, Gamble with Your Friends, the latest one, has hit 1 million sales.
That's so funny.
This is the one I'm gonna play this with somebody later, but where you got to go to a casino. It's like the escalating thing is an escalating payout to a loan shark, and so every day you have to get through a certain amount of gambling, and so you have to gamble with a bunch of people. And apparently, there's also stuff where you can like upgrade yourself and or maim your friends to stop them from degenerately gambling your money away.
I could make myself better, or I can make you worse.
Yep.
Yeah. Just like in real life.
And a couple quick fun things. Modders have found a way to let you play Elder Scrolls Morrowind inside of Fallout. This is pretty fun. It lets you basically on either the Pip-Boy on your arm or any terminal in the game, you can basically launch the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
That's great.
And play it in green and black.
So silly.
They talked about the way that they had to do this was basically that you launch a copy of the game in a hidden window and then stream it from there into Fallout 4. But if you got a copy of both games, apparently it's just a single mod that you can install. And they show a little video of you playing it on a monitor, but you can also just play it on the actual Pip-Boy.
That's so funny.
It's pretty fun.
I like the idea of just like playing an entire game, stepping out and being like, oh shit, forgot I was doing the Fallout stuff.
Yep. Also, this was hinted at last week, but the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess PC port has been released.
Ooh.
So this is not an emulator, but it's Twilight Princess running on PC hardware. So normally an emulator emulates the hardware of the console and then runs it. This is running on PC, which allows them to do things like make it widescreen because you can manipulate the files.
Yeah.
This is a game that has it's called a tick problem, where the speed of the game is related to the speed of events. So like if you speed the game up to 60 frames per second, everything runs at double speed.
Yeah.
Or it breaks the timing on stuff. But with this, it doesn't, because you can do different things.
Nice.
You've got to have a legit ROM of Twilight Princess that is not provided, but once you do, you put it through this port, and you'll get out basically a PC version on the other side, which is great. This is a good games preservation thing where like it doesn't matter what the fuck you do with you can't turn the servers off if we've got a native version. So
absolutely.
And then last but not least, this is pretty fun. We saw somebody decided to make Wolfenstein into an isometric game. So instead of like one of the world's first person shooters, you're playing it from like a top-down third-person Diablo perspective.
Oh, weird.
Which apparently all the assets are just all the assets from the original game, except for the player model, because there is no BJ Blazkowicz player model in original Wolfenstein.
Weird.
It's an interesting idea. Watching this being played, I have no interest whatsoever in trying it.
I don't like the way he walks.
Yeah.
Like the controls look bad.
Yeah. Also, I just like the reference in this news story on PC Gamer, which is everyone knows Wolfenstein 3D made FPS a phenomena. What this mod presupposes is, what if it didn't?
I like that.
Yeah. Podcast. Done. Whew. Man, we did it. Can you imagine what would happen if we put the hidden podcast in this podcast as well?
God, everyone would be here forever.
It would be so much time. Well, we're already just talking about it forever. We could just record it. But then it would be weird because it'd be like, well, we start out with what we watched this week and a little bit of headline story. And then it's like we talk about politics for 4 hours. And then we come back in for 45 minutes to talk about like what happened with the AIs, the gaming news.
Yeah.
And then we talk about science fiction for an hour and a half.
Minutes,
and then trailers. No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/RageSelect. Where you go if you want to help us out. It is how we keep this website running. So if you got a few extra dollars, I would definitely appreciate it. It does take a lot of time and effort to get all these stories out, even though I do feel really bad about getting the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 increase
But you
wrong.
correct it in real time.
I did. I know. It's just
it's not like you posted it and then you're like, oh, actually, I said Nintendo, but I meant Nintendo.
Everybody knows that internet commenters definitely wait to hear everything before they start writing the comment telling you that you fucked it up. So, but I don't know. Maybe I just put a big disclaimer of just like, I know I got it wrong, but I fixed it later. Anyway, that's it. Podcast over.